Welcome to session 2 of an unexpected wedding invitation. Hopefully you are tuning in and have joined us for session 1, but if not, we'll do a quick recap as well so that you can see the different adventures that our lovely ladies have been on so far. We do have an extra guest joining us as well today, so I'll make sure when everybody does their introductions that she gets a chance to introduce herself. But we'll just give it another 15-30 seconds here while everybody else, hopefully who is going to watch, does and tunes in live. Feel free to type in the chat, say hello if you're here so that we know and can say hi back. Just for some context, this is an unexpected wedding invitation, a romantic D&D adventure that we are playing right here. It is published by Midnight Tower, which is a RPG, a tabletop role-playing independent publishing company, and it is 5e compatible. So we are using D&D 5e rules to play, and it's sort of themed like a Jane Austen novel, so very Regency era. You'll see lots of lords and ladies. We had about a 30-minute dress shopping role play scenario last week, so clearly this is the adventure we've signed up for. It's also a mystery, so the mystery has not quite started to unfold yet. They've been keeping track of things, but have just arrived at the wedding, so hopefully they'll start to get a little bit more of the mystery and hopefully be able to use the clues that they are gathering to put together whatever might unfold and solve for them. I will also mention, just because we are playing like an independent published RPG, I don't know how many people we have who are joining us who play Dungeons & Dragons regularly or play like third-party published content. There's like a whole hot topic happening in the D&D world right now with the open gaming license. I see Izzy is nodding her head, so she must know what I'm talking about. And I do not need to be one of the other thousands of voices that are commenting on it, but I would just like to point out that this is an example of a third-party published thing that uses the open gaming license in order to publish. They're 5th edition compatible, and we wouldn't have this if not for the current open gaming license. So changes to that could potentially impact publishers like Midnight Tower. That's all a comment, since it's a related and very relevant topic to current events. With that, hopefully anybody who is gonna hop in or who is watching this, and hello if you're joining us in the future. But we'll go ahead and get started. I am Katie, or Sweet KT, or Sweet KT 420. I will be your dungeon master for this evening. And yeah, I've gathered and assembled a peak set of other fellow D&D lovers to join me on the stream. So I will let them introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about your character as well, especially if somebody maybe didn't tune in to the previous session. What can they learn about your character? We'll start with you, Kristen. Can you tell us a little bit about Helena?
Sure, I'm first this week. Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen, aka Helena. Helena is a half-elf wizard, and she wants to be the smartest person in the room, and she wants you to know it too. She's also looking for a little bit of clout, and likes, solving puzzles, and will do the right thing, but also doesn't necessarily need to do the right thing for the right reasons.
Excellent. And next up is Charlotte. Oh, you're muted still, Bree.
I'm Bree. I'm playing as Charlotte. I'm a human ranger and little sister to Phoebe. Charlotte is very curious and loves figuring out secrets. She's kind of free-spirited. Even if she agrees to a plan, it doesn't mean that she's gonna stick with it. She kind of follows her heart, and maybe a little unconventional, doesn't really quite fit into the traditional roles of the era, but she always has her big sister to look up to, nonetheless.
And next up we have Aurelia. Introduce us to her, and this is a new character. Izzy was not able to join us for last stream, so Aurelia is going to be new to all of our viewers.
Hi everyone, I'm Izzy. I'm playing Aurelia. Aurelia is a high elf fighter, and she was off doing a tournament, for a fighting tournament, while everyone was getting down with the goblins last session. So you'll hear about that. She wants to be the best at fighting ever, always will be, no matter what it takes. Very training montage. And she'll use that for good. She will protect others, no matter what the situation. She will help other people and try to protect them and stick up for people. She does not like bullies. And she really likes shiny things.
Excellent.
It's a good time, good era to be in.
It is a good era to like shiny things. And last but not least, Carrie, why don't you introduce yourself and Phoebe?
Yeah. My name is Carrie, and I am playing as Phoebe, who is Charlotte's older sister. And as the classic, like older sister, younger sister duo, Phoebe is very type A. She likes to have a plan. She, gets potentially a little bit annoyed at her little sister who wanders off all the time. And also has a keen sense of like right and wrong, but like not trying to think of the best way, maybe like lawful neutral, as far as like there's a right and a wrong, but if somebody wrong has something that they don't deserve, then they don't deserve to have it. So I think that's probably enough about Phoebe.
Well, hopefully, as you know, we continue to play. Obviously, we've only played one session together. You guys will continue to develop even more their personalities and also your dynamic together as a group. I will do a quick recap for anybody who missed our first session so that you can get a feel for sort of where we're at so far. So the 4 adventurers are friends and have adventured together before. They started the day or their session in Whiteport, which is a pretty bustling port town in Eastern Faraway, which is the land that this takes place in. And Phoebe actually received a letter while they were dining at the Mermaid's Tail that was an invitation to a wedding for Lysandrea Insolente and Maximilian Darlington. And they, she had previously adventured, she and Charlotte both had previously adventured years ago with Lys, as she goes by with her friends. But she ended up leaving adventuring to go back to her family and sort of serve some of the more family duties, responsibilities that she has. She hadn't heard, Phoebe and Charlotte hadn't heard from Lys since then, but the invitation, in addition to just being addressed to them, actually had a handwritten note in the side that specifically said that she needed their help, and that, you know, she knows they hadn't necessarily talked in a long time, but they needed her for something. So they answered the call. Before leaving Whiteport, though, they did decide this is a wedding. We should probably look our finest, and had a little bit of a shopping adventure. There was some wins and some losses, I'm sure they would say, but thankfully Helena managed to find an orange dress that was a little bit older, but really still like very fancy, high fashion evening wear, just a few seasons old. Meanwhile, Charlotte persuaded an older noblewoman from the community to give her some out of season dresses from her daughters that she and Phoebe could wear. So they did receive a couple hand me downs, unfortunately, pretty old and definitely not in fashion anymore, but still nicer than their regular adventuring clothes. They did decide to take an extra day. You guys took an extra day to get them tailored, and so Helena, you got your dress repaired, and Phoebe got hers repaired. Charlotte's unfortunately was a little bit too out of date that it wasn't able to be tailored and updated in one day. The dressmaker was uh, appalled with the idea of that she could accomplish something like that in just a day. So Charlotte's just gonna rock it with the old school gown and vibe. I'm sure it'll be lovely. So you then departed on your horses for Silver Lodge, which is in the Argentis Forest, where the wedding is going to be taking place. And on your way, about 6-ish days into your journey, when you were on one of the smaller roads after you left the main traveling thoroughfare, you came across an overturned carriage and a horse that clearly the carriage had been attacked and ransacked. And so you investigate the area a little bit. Helena, I believe it was Helena, found a secret compartment in one of the chests with some treasures that she snatched for herself, one of which was a pearl necklace that she gave to Charlotte, so that even if Charlotte's dress was out of fashion, at least she had a beautiful necklace to wear. And
I
then
got some love poems too.
that's right, you did get a stack of love poems and some gold. So around the same time, a human man stumbled out of the brush, introduced himself as Morgan Lavender, a bard, who has also happened to be on his way to the same wedding. He is actually going to be partially there to entertain, and also partially because he has a long-standing relationship with Maximilian, who's the groom, and was obviously frazzled because he had just been attacked, and pleaded your assistance to retrieve his instruments from the band of goblins that had attacked him. And so after some back and forth, no official payment was discussed, but you kind of hinted that you weren't going to just do it out of the goodness of your heart, and followed the tracks that led to a goblin hideout, where you came across a goblin queen who was dressed up in like a fancy attire, and a group of goblins that were sort of dancing around the fire, clearly very intoxicated, enjoying themselves and their spoils. And they were playing all the instruments that Morgan had stolen that he needed back. You strategized a little bit, managed to cast a fog cloud and distract them, sort of hold off the Goblin Queen, sneak in, grab the instruments with, for the most part, unscathed. Morgan took a slice to his side, but aside from that, everybody else, for the most part, managed to stay good and clean. Phoebe narrowly avoided some sort of pox that the Goblin Queen was trying to cast on her, but thankfully has a strong constitution, was able to not succumb to whatever it was. And you basically took off with the instruments into the woods, and they didn't follow you. Oh, I forgot the the giant bear noise that also happened in the fog cloud. Yeah, it was a successful way of avoiding the conflict, but still definitely scaring those goblins into maybe not drinking as much next time.
We're just helping them.
Yes, exactly. Afterwards, you made your way back on the road. Morgan and you all decided to travel together the rest of the way to the wedding, since you're all going the same path anyways. And along the way, you did spend some time talking to him. He also told you the history of Argentis Falls, the waterfall, near where the wedding is going to be taking place. And that's sort of in the heart of Argentis Forest, which, quick summary of that, basically two ancient moon gods had a conflict and decided to meet there for a night, a seemingly probably romantic night. And afterwards, the current moon cycle as we know it was established, and that location has a lot of spiritual and magical and religious value to the Elvish community in particular. That is part of their gods that they worship. So that is a not so quick but quick summary of last session. Hopefully for Izzy, who didn't get to join us, and then for anybody else who didn't watch, you all are caught up to what is happening now. We start today's session with you all arriving at Silver Lodge, which is the location where the actual wedding is going to take place. It's in the Argentis Forest, right near Argentis Falls. And this lodge used to actually be an old hunting lodge, you can kind of tell, but has been updated in the last few decades to have a lot of elvish features and become a little bit more like elegant. So sort of an upscaled
They
version.
flipped the hunting lodge, you're saying.
They are house flippers, yes. And when you arrive, so at this point, technically, we just have Helena, Charlotte, and Phoebe who are traveling with Morgan. And when you arrive at the location, the wedding itself is actually just about to begin. You know, like when you arrive at a wedding and you're like a little bit late and you can see the bride and her bridal party lining up. And you're like, I gotta sneak in the church before that happens. This is what you guys are doing right now. And part of that is the delay that you had in town getting your dresses fixed and also obviously stopping to help Morgan. And just to add extra things on top of it, one of your horses threw a shoe one of the days, and so that just delayed you an extra couple of hours. So you were hoping to arrive early morning today, but ended up arriving about midday on the actual day of the wedding instead. Thankfully, though, hasn't actually officially started. Carrie, I just saw your message. Katie sounds like she knows from experience. Listen, sometimes
I just like, you know, when you show up at a wedding right before it starts. It's like,
No, I don't know.
I've been there.
I mean, I would be lying if I said I hadn't, but
listen. Sometimes it's hard to find parking.
And sometimes your relatives forget that you don't have a ride, and you're just stuck at some cousin's house.
What?
I wouldn't know anything about
sounds
this.
really specific.
Yeah, really?
No, you remember this, Katie. It happened in Dallas.
Wait, I don't remember that.
We were at Wendy and Paul's house, and then they like forgot that we didn't have a ride to the venue.
I blocked it. It's one of many.
So dramatic.
Honestly,
It's like she's late to so many weddings.
it's one of many, so
It was traumatic for me.
it's really helpful. It's really helpful when the churches have like the side aisles so that even if they're lined up, you don't have to like, because the worst is when like they've already seated important guests. You can't go in the main entrance because like people are like, who are you, the bride? Oh, we've just devolved completely from the story into wedding
Triggered.
horror. Yeah.
I'm re-experiencing my trauma.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Oh gosh. All right. Back to the actual wedding that we are here. So again, thankfully, hasn't officially started yet, but you sort of gotta take your seats and not much time for anything else. As you kind of walk in and this happened, you actually see Morgan says, a quick thanks to you all, but he heads off to somewhere else.
He's got to play the music so they can walk in, right?
He is not playing the music for this part, but yes, he does head in right away and goes to sit and clearly converse with some of the other people who he knows who are at this wedding. As you are looking for a place to sit down, you all spot. I'm sorry, I didn't want barking to ensue. As you all sit down or look for a spot to sit down, you notice that Aurelia is actually there, and she is sitting in a part of the guest seating already. And
how did you beat us here?
Oh, hey guys. Where have you been? It's starting right now.
Should she save us seats?
Yes.
Are we wearing our dresses?
Yeah. I'm guessing you woke up that morning and changed into your fine clothes. Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
We put a lot of effort into that.
We all
I did not.
You best believe I'm wearing it.
I was on time, so I'm not dressed appropriately.
So you got our message back at the Mermaid Tavern?
Oh, did you send a message?
Yeah, that's how you knew to come here.
Oh,
At
right.
the tavern. And
Sorry,
then
I got hit in my head a little bit too many times at the fighting tournament. Sorry.
you must have
I
arrived.
knew I had to be here right now.
You traveled very fast.
I'm good at that.
I mean, she is the best rider out of all of us.
It's
so.
true. It's true. And we shopped and we got our dresses altered and
Stupid Morgan.
I am really jealous of your dresses.
You want to trade?
We're at the wedding.
For these chatters.
Yeah, what's Aurelia wearing?
What are you wearing?
I'm
He's
I'm,
wearing
I'm guessing you
outfit.
have armor, Aurelia. Like that would look nicer, especially as a fighter. If you're, being
Dress armor.
presented, yeah, like you have some more like formal
I
armor
have
type
formal armor.
clothes.
Aurelia means like gold, so it'd be gold armor.
Ooh.
Wow.
So as you all catch up quickly, you notice that music starts to play. Morgan is not the only entertainer that they've hired. He's just one of them. And you see Lysandra starting to process into the ceremony. I don't think I've shown you a picture of her yet.
Mm-mm.
So let me do that. Winter. Yeah.
I'll bet you she's super pretty.
Mhm.
What if I
Especially today. She's
what
a
if I
bride.
showed you a picture and you said
That ugly.
She's got a beautiful person.
Gorgeous.
The John Mulaney. Aw, she's ugly.
I'll send you guys a pic. You have a copy. Okay. This is
Ooh.
Lysandria. And so she begins to enter. And this ceremony is actually pretty short. It's not over the top. You see that they've incorporated a traditional hand fasting as part of their ceremony, which is pretty standard for Elvish culture. Aurelia, you would know that. And Helena, even as a half elf, you'd probably be pretty familiar with it as well, historically. But basically, during this ceremony, the couples tie their hands together, and they specifically use 7 bands. And as they do, they make a specific promise with each hand. And so, you see them making these promises. It's not overly, like the most dramatically romantic thing that you've ever witnessed, but it's clear that they at least both seem sincere. Nobody looks at least like they're being forced into this, from what you can tell. And so yeah, specifically can kind of see you're a little bit further away, but that these bands that they're using are really fine silk. And Aurelia, just in your knowledge of this specific part of the ceremony, the type of rope or tie that is used is usually specific to the type of family that it is. So if they're a merchant family or farmer family, they might be using something else. They might be using leather if they're a hunting family.
So these guys are hoity-toity.
Which something that you wouldn't necessarily know yet, Aurelia, but that everybody else talked about when they learned from Phoebe and Charlotte. But Liz, when she was adventuring with them, specifically, so Liz is a half elf, but she specifically mentioned to them or told them a little bit about her history, her family history. Her mom is a high elf, and her dad is a human. And her mom's actually originally part of a noble elven family, and they were part of the high elf nobility council. But when her mom fell in love with a human, even though he was pretty wealthy and had worked his way up like a pretty wealthy merchant, his the fact that he wasn't nobility was not enough for her her parents' family, and so she ended up getting disowned from her Elvish family. So Liz specifically, like a product of that marriage, and so yeah, she has ties to Elvish nobility and high elf culture, but her family specifically has sort of been disowned from that culture.
Those jerks.
Those jerks, how dare they? So,
But we also found out that Maximilian, the man she's marrying right now, is human.
yes, yeah, he is a human. He is a part of like a human nobility. He's Lord Maximilian Darlington. So,
Yes, they own
Like
copper
another daughter.
mines somewhere.
outside of Coppertown.
It's
Yeah.
close to here, right?
Yes, yep. It's like the nearest small town area. It's not as large as Whiteport, but it's a decent size. So yeah, this hand fasting ceremony is the bulk of like the vows that are exchanged and things like that. And after it is complete, the ceremony concludes and the guests start to mingle with each other and congratulate the bride and the groom and things like that. Guessing you guys hold back for a second. You're not like maybe primo guests who are like, let me go up to you first and congratulate you. Or maybe you are. I don't know. But you can
I
see
won't
that
always
Don't tell me what to do.
yeah, you can see that she's sort of surrounded, at least right now,
Yeah.
by a lot of her other friends and family and that.
Um,
What would you like to do, or do you have questions? Or been talking for a while. Sorry.
No, I mean, I would hang back. Just didn't. I want to be the one to decide it. Mainly because I mean, and I'll, tell this to my companions. I, want her to be able to speak honestly with us, or at least like give us a like meet me here without all these other people hearing it. So that's
Yeah,
my
I
thought.
really want to know why she wanted our help.
Like what? Yeah, exactly. Like why does she need help?
Maybe we could pass her a note when we greet her to meet us at a certain time and place.
That's a good idea. Then it's up to us.
So we could chat with her privately.
Ms. DM, have we observed a good secret
Yeah.
rendezvous area in this?
What kind of
Silver
meeting
Lodge?
is this gonna be?
There isn't necessarily a lot right where you are without like going inside necessarily, but like where you are is like on the grounds outside of the lodge.
Are there any like noteworthy like trees, like blossoming trees, or anything that's kind of like not too far for her to walk that'd be reasonable, but maybe
Gardens,
people
hedges.
There
hedge garden, perhaps.
there is sort
Convenient
of
labyrinth.
there is sort of like a this specific location is sort of like a terrace, and so there are some like smaller gardens near this that you could kind of pull to the side if you wanted. I will
Just
also
tell her to go to the
mention
bathroom.
I will also mention that this is not a large wedding, so it is pretty small. You can tell like clearly a more intimate wedding, which is pretty standard, and also the size of the huge either. It's clearly like a family home, I mean a large family home, but it's not like a place. So yeah, but there's definitely like a small garden area you could off to the side.
Or maybe we could meet her in the bathroom.
I was like help her go to the bathroom. That's
We
an
have
easy
to.
way
Yeah,
for
you
her,
hold her
right?
Now it's so big.
That could work.
Or maybe it's not big, but it's fancy.
Isn't it kind of weird that we got invited to such
Yeah,
a
I was gonna say
small
we
wedding?
must stick out.
I don't know her.
She must really need us.
there it's not like there's like 10 people, I mean there's at least like maybe 30-40 people, so it's just enough that you can kind of blend in. Everybody doesn't necessarily all know each other, and there's a mix of both humans and some half elves and other races too, but because it's a blended wedding, Maximilian family is human and hers is high elf and elf. There's a good mix of lots of different things, so you don't necessarily stick out super strong, except for Charlotte and her dress.
Yeah, well, does everyone look like way wealthier than us, or
You can definitely tell there are some very wealthy people in attendance. There's still some, that are a little bit more average, but there's definitely
Are we the worst dressed?
Speak for
Just
yourself.
for-
roll a perception check.
Perception. 9.
16.
So Phoebe, you look around, and from your perception, like
We look great.
from what you see, it actually looks like, yeah, for the most part you blend in enough. Aurelia, as you look around, you can kind of tell that there's a little bit of a difference between the class and the level of finery that you and your companions are dressed in compared to
That's
some of
fine.
the other nobles.
but like we don't notice people staring at us, right?
Yeah.
No, right now
that's-
people are really caught up with just congratulating them. Nobody's really paying attention
Not yet.
yet.
I just don't want to stand out too much.
Do I recognize any of the wealthy people in the crowd potentially?
Go ahead and roll a history check for me.
Nope. 7.
Do we?
You don't. You You recall from last time, you did recognize that name, the Darlington
Yeah,
name,
the
as
Darlington name.
the noble family that has a lot of mines and property around Coppertown, but you don't recognize anybody specific.
Do Charlotte and I recognize anybody, like either from when we knew Liz or from like our?
She did a
People.
pretty good job of keeping her family and her adventuring separate. Like it was not a lot of crossover. So you never really met any of her other family members before. And she also was kind of private about it too. So outside of just, specifically sharing that piece of her because it had come up, in conversation, she didn't necessarily talk lots about her family and friends back home.
We don't recognize anybody else, like from our family connections. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can get in the procession to greet, and I assume none of you brought a wedding gift.
We got some cool pearls.
I have
Or
one.
love cones.
So we can, when we go to greet, we can very easily say, we offer our services as a wedding gift.
I like
Let
it.
us know. Meet us here later, and we can discuss what you would like us to do. Which sounds kind of dirty, but let's not make it sound dirty.
That's like a 2-for-1 plan, since we do not have a wedding gift other than the pearls,
Exactly.
which Morgan might recognize.
Just don't let him see.
Just don't show Morgan.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I've got a
So-
really nice mess kit that we can give.
Might have some rope.
How about 50 feet of hempen rope?
You can always use more rope.
All that to say, I like this plan.
Yes,
I
same.
think that's a good like catch-all kind of plan. Let's do it.
All right, so you all sort of
Get in line.
yeah, or
The
like
receiving line.
you get there's not a formal receiving line, but you get close enough so that when she ends her next conversation, you can kind of be there to catch her eye. And you see her notice you, Phoebe and Charlotte specifically, and her eyes sort of like perk up, and she wraps up the conversation that she's having and comes over to the group with you and obviously she and Charlotte already and looks at you. She actually comes in and embraces you with a hug, which you weren't necessarily expecting her to do because it's been so long since you guys have seen each other. But she just says, "Thank you so much for coming. I know that it was probably last minute and out of the blue, but I really need your help. Can we talk somewhere private?"
Yes. We were thinking the garden, but do you know anywhere better?
No, that should work just fine. Let me finish up my,
Of course.
thanking everybody for coming far. and-
Bridal duties.
Yes, yeah. Oh, and I'm guessing these are acquaintances of yours?
Yes.
Yeah, hi, we're their friends. I'm Helena.
I'm Aurelia.
Oh, well,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Yes,
It's a
you look
pleasure.
gorgeous.
Oh,
We're here to help too.
you can see her like blush a little bit. She's definitely not the most like extroverted type of personality. So she like gets embarrassed by all the attention that's happening right now. But she is like, "Well, I'm sure we can have some more time to catch up. I'll come there."
All right, we'll meet you out there.
And then she looks over to like another couple of people who have come near so that she can talk to them and or thank them and stuff like that. So you all head to the designated meeting
Hedge maze.
location.
Is there a bar on the way?
There are no cocktails yet.
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 Is there a bartender to bribe?
We have a mission. Come on.
Do we see Morgan anywhere?
Morgan is talking to another group of people right now.
Okay. Should we try to gain some more intel while we're waiting?
Oh, that's a good point. Because we'll see. She's still here, like saying, like greeting people, right? So we'll
There's
see
not
when she's
there's not
done.
that many left. Like she,
okay.
yeah, there's not that many people for her to talk to, and it's obviously
Okay.
they're not all here for her either.
All right, we'll get intel later then.
Yeah, we can save it.
Yeah, where's Darlington? Were they like
he-
together?
No, he was nearby her, but he was talking to his, like friends and
Cohort.
All right. Well, if you guys head over to the garden area, a couple minutes later, you can see Lysandria wraps up her conversations and heads over to where you are. And you see people have started to disperse a little bit, so it's less obvious too that she's like heading somewhere else to talk. But as she comes over, she just I can't thank you enough again. I'm so grateful that you're here. I know it just seems so odd, and actually I'm glad that you brought some friends of yours because I just don't know yet how maybe I'm overreacting, but either way I just want to make sure we're prepared just in case. So I don't want to, concern you too much longer, so I'll get right out with it. As you can see, I was just officially married to Lord Maximilian. She kind of like gestures to him, and you see her like do one of those things where she like catches his eye and has him like wave, and he sort of like makes eye contact, acknowledges that you are all over there, but he's like another group of people. I'll introduce you all later, but we I've recently heard, this is not public knowledge, and actually Maximilian doesn't even know that I'm aware of it, but I recently, oh hey, thanks for the cheers, we're so excited, thank you so much, BP. We I recently came into knowledge about a family curse that is placed on the Darlington family, and everybody who I've heard talk about it before thinks that it's probably just a legend and isn't really a thing, but it still has me worried. But supposedly the curse is that the oldest member of the Darlington family, on the day that they're married, something horrible will befall them. And this has happened for like generations, and a lot of people just keep dismissing it as coincidence. But many generations ago, one of the, Maximilian's ancestors, Lord Darlington, he had accidentally killed a fey creature. He thought it was a poacher trespassing on his grounds. But with the last few words, the fey creature cursed him, and the curse is supposedly fang for claw and tooth for eye, a hex upon the blood of your kin. When the heart of one is bound, another will pay for your sin. And, I know that probably being superstitious, but I would just hate for something to happen. Maximilian, any of the family members. So I figured maybe you and your friends as well could keep an eye out on things and hopefully make sure that nothing horrible happens.
So is Maximilian the oldest?
Like the
member?
oldest.
Yes, yeah. Lord Maximilian is the oldest. He's actually the sole. He is the Lord now. His father passed away a couple of decades ago, actually. So he inherited the title and sole ownership and responsibilities for all of their estate and organization companies when he was young, when he was early teenager.
So he doesn't know about this curse? This
Well,
supposed
I mean,
curse?
their family has talked about it. He knows about it, but he doesn't know I know.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
they try to keep that under wraps before you get married? That sounds sketch.
Well, I think he dismisses it as false. He doesn't believe a lot of the, potential like supernatural things. But I just feel like you can't be too.
The Fae should always be taken seriously.
Yeah.
You do not mess with them.
That's been my experience. So, yeah.
Well, we can definitely keep an eye on Lord Maximilian.
Yeah.
What kinds of, do you know, like, what kinds of horrible things have happened to previous, or is this the first oldest member getting married? Do you know what I mean?
No. It's happened many times. Like,
So what kinds of things have happened?
I mean, like illnesses, tragic accidents, murders, like all kinds of things, and they always seem to happen on the day of the wedding.
Hopefully
He doesn't believe it?
siblings.
What, Helena?
Willful ignorance.
I was saying, hopefully he has some siblings.
Sounds like he doesn't.
He does actually. Have you
Oh,
have
okay.
you guys not had a chance to, probably haven't had a chance to meet everybody yet. I can
No,
I can kind of point out some of the family members too, so that you know who,
that'd be great.
who you're
Yeah,
dealing
please
with.
do.
Okay, well, I'm changing the image so that, and I'm gonna
At some
send it
point,
to you
can
guys.
you send that the words of the hex
Yeah,
curse?
I can do that too. So first of all, she pointed out Maximilian. So this is Lord
Oh, he
Maximilian
handsome.
Darlington. Yes.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait, where? Oh,
I posted
sorry.
it in Telegram and it's also on the stream.
Got it. Ooh.
So she points out Lord Maximilian. Obviously, he's the one who sort of made eye contact with you before. And then she also points out that he has a brother, Sebastian.
And you said the curse specifically applied to the oldest child?
The curse specifically says that when the heart of one is bound, another will pay for your sin. And it's happened to the oldest child on their wedding. I don't know.
It kind of sounds like someone else is going to suffer, but it's been the oldest child when they're getting married.
So it sounds
They
to
have
me
the
like
curse
the
involved.
original ancestor is bound somehow to, I don't know.
I should clarify. The accidents don't always happen to the oldest child, but it happens on the day of the oldest child's
on
wedding.
the day of
Okay.
So it could be anyone in the family
Right.
or any loved one.
for us.
The
No, it specifically says a hex upon the blood of your kin.
So then we need
So
to
the family's in
keep an eye
danger.
on his family.
So Bliss is safe because she's not blood of his kin.
They didn't do like a blood
allegedly.
right at their wedding, right?
The silk tie.
Not all of this is just like, I mean, there's not like a.
This ain't no hillbilly marriage.
Well, also there's like not a specific track of like, oh, this person. Nobody has been a detective
Sure.
of this yet. You know what I mean? Because
Yet.
a lot of the family members have put it off. So she's
Alright, so who else is in the family
Maybe
that
the only people they didn't like died so far.
so she points out Sebastian, which is Maximilian's younger brother, who
How
I
old
just
is
said,
he, the brother?
just a couple years
Sorry.
younger than Maximilian.
Okay.
She also points out their adopted sister. She's the youngest member of the family. She's a half orc. Yep. And as a reminder, Maximilian and Sebastian are both the Darlingtons are human. Let me.
What's her name?
Yep. So this is Lillian.
Lillian.
Lillian Darlington. And then she does also point out her family member to you as well, so you can see that her sister is in attendance as well. That's her sister Galliane.
Lys's sister.
Lys's sister.
She looks very disapproving.
And let me show that to this. So this is Galliane. This is her older sister, Lys younger. And then she also points out her cousin who is in attendance, Valgian.
I'm sorry, what was her sister's name?
Galliane. It's like Galiane.
Okay.
So this is Thalgian, her cousin. And then she also points out a couple of their like friends and close companions. So her lady in waiting, like specific like right hand person, is Rosalinda.
She looks so nice.
She is a gnome, so Rosalinda is much more petite than a lot of the other guests in attendance. So everybody on a stream that too. And then she also points out Maximilian's specific manservant, essentially a man in waiting.
A valet.
His valet. This is Milton.
Milton.
Tiefling.
Yes, and he is. Show the picture stream. And that sort of rounds out the people. You all have already met Morgan, but she does specifically mention that Morgan, is a companion of Maximilian as well. So that kind of rounds out the group of people. She does point out her parents, and like I already mentioned, Maximilian's father has already passed away. His mother is there as well, but she never remarried.
Because of the curse.
Because she lost the love of her life.
Yeah.
What's
And sorry, you said that Liz's parents are there also?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
We just don't have pictures for them.
That is correct, yeah.
Do you have a picture for Max's mom?
No, the parents are the old crowd. They're not eligible.
So we don't need to protect them.
You don't need to you don't need to woo them the same way.
Gotcha. All right, so it sounds like we should divide and conquer with Max's brother, Max's sister, and Max.
While she's introducing, or after she's finished introducing all of the people to you, she mentions that the upcoming events for the rest of the celebration. So, you enjoyed the hand fasting ceremony, but that isn't all we have in store for you and all of our guests. We have a couple of afternoon events that you can choose from. So, we have either a picnic that will be happening on Breeze Hill, and I'll be going there with a couple of my friends and ladies in waiting and a couple of other guests of mine. And then Maximilian will actually be taking a group as well to go on a hunting expedition for the afternoon. So you guys can choose which of those you'd like to attend, or you can go to, some of you can each. But that is the afternoon activities. And then afterwards, we'll all come back here to Silver Lodge for a meal together and, of course, a ball and dance afterwards. But we have to give time for all of the servants to change over the space from our, ceremony layout to our dinner reception.
Where are Max's siblings going?
They are both going on the hunt. Actually, Sebastian is coming to the delightful picnic with us because he was worried that a bunch of ladies in attendance and there might need somebody there to protect them. And so he will be going with me, but Lillian will be going on the hunt. I think Milton will be going, and I think Thaljan is going on the hunt, so my cousin will. Oh, Morgan is going to the picnic. Entertain us. Of course.
He's been really hyped up to us.
Oh yes,
I
I saw you walk in with him. What there must be some story there.
Yes, we met him on the road, and he had been robbed by some goblins. So, we helped recover his instruments. So all is well.
Well, I am then even more grateful for you and your attendance here, because I'm sure that would have not gone over so well to have a bard in attendance without any instruments to play on.
He was very concerned. So.
Yeah, I can only imagine. He is quite the character.
Indeed. So I think we should split up 2 and 2. What do you guys think?
You can. I'll let you guys discuss it amongst yourself. We'll probably be leaving here in a few minutes or so, so you have a little bit of time your decision, but I'm gonna just go and make sure there's nothing else that I need.
Okay.
Again, thank you so much. I know this probably seems like I'm blowing things out of proportion, and you know what? I hope I'm wrong. I hope that this and the curse is just a made up legend, and that the stories have been altered as they've been passed down, and it hasn't lined up. Just in case, I would
Better
hate for
safe than
something.
sorry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the way I think of it. Aurelia,
Liz,
right?
before
Yes.
Liz, before you
I
go,
agree.
do you have any like gut feeling or like women's intuition on what kind of bad thing's gonna happen, or who it's gonna happen to, or if it's gonna happen?
I don't necessarily. And you can see she like kind of gets like serious for a moment. And she goes, you know, Phoebe, I feel like I've always been honest with you before, and we've talked a little bit about my past and a lot of the family responsibilities that I have had, and how that weighed on me a lot when we were venturing together. Obviously, if you trust others, I can trust them as well. But to be totally honest, I am really marrying Lord Maximilian for my family. Obviously, he's very nice, and I don't have any problems with him, but mostly because he'll make a comfortable home, and his family is from noble backgrounds, and my father is convinced that marrying into their family and also into their wealth, just because they have such renown in this area, will be like the extra leg up that we need to potentially get recognized again by my mother's family. But I
very
just figured I'd
self-evident.
put that out there so that you don't, so that you know.
He's
But
certainly not a
obviously,
bad catch.
Yeah, I mean he's very handsome.
yeah, that is true. That is true.
Seems like a
You'll be
win-win.
so happy.
Yeah.
So, but no bad feelings, no weird dreams, no kind of suspicions. Anyone acting weirdly?
I've been so busy with all of the wedding preparations and details that I haven't had a chance to really investigate it. But hopefully, you guys, with fresh, objective outsider perspective, will figure out what if there's anything amiss, or if I'm just overreacting.
Do you quick last question. Do you in the past, the things that have happened, and maybe you don't know, but to like past weddings, has it always been like the Darlington family themselves affected by it, or the family they're marrying into as well?
Usually,
I mean, obviously,
yeah, usually the Darlington family themselves.
okay.
But who knows? I mean, it could
Yeah.
just suddenly change, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe my own siblings at risk, or I just would. Yeah, I don't want anybody obviously have any harm to all them.
Are you sure?
Not
There's no
here.
ways to lie.
Blink twice if you're lying.
She's like,
Okay, I trust you.
all right. Well, I'm gonna go wrap up the final preparations, but hopefully I'll potentially see you on the picnic. Otherwise,
Of course.
thank you again.
If there's gonna be
Um,
something bad that happens, it would be in the forest on a hunting trip with
Probably.
weapons.
But we can't let our guards down.
Stands to reason, but I think we should have 2 and 2, or at least one of us at the picnic. I would say, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I would love to go hunting and go
I thought you might.
explore that area around here. Sounds exciting.
Don't die, Katie.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just dropping water running down the wrong pipe.
Oh no.
Fine.
All right. Well,
I mean-
if you're volunteering to go on the hunt, I'm volunteering to enjoy the picnic.
I was
and
thinking I would like to
make
do the
fun of
picnic.
Morgan behind his
I
back.
would like nothing more than to prove my prowess at hunting.
I thought
on a
you
hunting
might. I
trip.
feel like I kind of knew this was where we were gonna go.
This is
Yeah.
So
this will work
keep
out
in
for us.
mind, if you guys see anyone suspicious, I can cast Alter Self on myself, I think. Yeah, only myself, no one else. But I could disguise myself as one of Max's siblings or Max himself as bait, potentially.
That could come in handy. I wonder if the curse would know the difference. Just be careful.
I don't
Genetic
know. I'm
curse
suspicious
or
of the curse.
Yeah, is it just based on looks or is it?
it's actually a genetic disease.
It did say the blood, so. Okay, and then yeah, there's probably no way for us to like communicate with each other while you are on the hunt, right?
Do we have any sending stones?
Not as
I
a
don't have
group, no.
We gotta
Rude.
split the party.
Okay.
So it sounds like right now
got
we have Charlotte and Aurelia who are going to be going on the hunt, and Helena and Fee be going. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, sounds good. And then maybe, do we have anything like you can shoot up in the air or something if you need us to like hightail it into the forest?
Charlotte, do you have a bow and arrow?
I do. I have a
We'll
long bow.
shoot a flaming arrow up into the sky.
Okay.
If we're not back in, when did you say the
Oh, the reception.
By dinner.
back by like, an hour before the reception? Send help.
Okay.
Sure.
I would think that they would be back an hour before the reception.
Sure hope so.
All right. So, after making your plans, you all join up with the respective groups that are going to be heading off, either to the picnic at Breeze Hill or to the hunt in the forest. And just for sake of, I think, why don't we, I know it feels like really early because we just started an hour ago. Why don't we take like a couple of minutes, like maybe 5-minute break? This won't be like our main break, but we could take like 2 short breaks this time because we'll have 2 different groups. I'm guessing what we can do, I know not as exciting to just sit there and watch, but it probably is easier than having to like have you leave and come back, right? I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we'll just have you guys hang out, and you can still like watch and enjoy what's happening, but obviously we're on that part. We'll sort of do one. That sound good?
Sure. Before we split up, who has the lowest AC of the people going on the hunt?
I'm 18.
It'll be Charlotte.
Is armor class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
15.
Okay, what's your dexterity?
Mine's 15 plus 2.
16.
She's got better armor on.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Because I can mage armor. It works for someone who isn't wearing armor. So yeah, but it would become the target's base AC becomes 13 plus the dexterity modifier. So that doesn't seem like it really helps. Honestly,
Yeah, I think that's only like one more.
Well,
Yeah.
Good thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think,
try.
is there anything else we can do to like help them out before? Because it does seem
Why you guys are acting like so concerned? This is just a normal hunt, like, and picnic.
It
It's
does.
clearly.
it
We're
seems-
getting our dinner for later.
When you have a curse, seems like a dangerous call to make.
On the Fae or in the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they want
Okay,
revenge.
well, we can take our break now.
Okay.
All right, so we'll take 5 minutes. We will be right back. I can't mute you guys, so you'll if you want to, or you can keep talking if you want, if there are other things. But yeah, we'll take about a 5-minute break here. I'm gonna get things switched around so that we're ready. We'll start with the picnic, and then we will switch. Actually, we'll start with the hunt. Sorry, I
Well
just
then.
changed my mind. We'll start with the
now
hunt.
now I'm sus of the picnic. The picnic's gonna have something horrible.
I know.
No,
I
no,
was
no.
like, as soon as they were like, "It's gonna happen on the hunt," I'm like, "Yeah, it's probably gonna be the picnic."
No. It's
Red
more
herring.
because one of the things you can do at the picnic, which you'll hear about in just a second, but you can play parlor games. I just need to like prep those a little more. Actually, so maybe we should do the picnic first because then I can do that right now. Sorry, I'm just talking out loud.
Decide.
Also, hello, Robert. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt the RP that was happening earlier to say hi, but welcome. For all of you guys, because I think I mentioned this last stream, but I've been in a couple like one-shots with Blue Box RPG, and Robert was our DM. Phantom MJ was our DM for those. So welcome. All right, 5-minute break. We're gonna start with the picnic.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Welcome back. We are gonna start right in on the picnic. So I think that is just going to technically be Helena and Phoebe who are joining us on the picnic. So feel free to unmute yourselves. If you want to stay muted, Izzy and Bree, you guys can, and just hang out and enjoy.
I
So
would like some random comments from the peanut gallery.
so we will go ahead and get started with the afternoon picnic. So Helena and Phoebe, you join up with Liz specifically and her entourage that has decided to attend the picnic. And thankfully, the location of the picnic, Breeze Hill, is a super brief walk from where you are. So no transportation needed. You can make it just a little bit through the forest, up a slight hill onto Breeze Hill. And after this very, very brief walk, you see that there is a clearing open with blankets and all around the area. There are trays that are brimming with scrumptious finger foods. So there are, sandwiches and tarts, some pastries, little quiche fruit, and some especially like elvish danishes. And you see also some servants that are standing around ready to serve the guests with refreshing drinks too. You just have to gesture and they'll bring you over some refreshing tea, or maybe if you're feeling a little bit warm, you could get some fresh fruit juice. But yeah, you have picked the luxurious event. There's no food on the hunt.
Really quick, I think Carrie's mic, it says it's been disabled by host.
Oh no.
Can you fix that, Katie?
Yep, that was me. But you still I think you got to unmute yourself still, Carrie.
Okay.
Yes, okay, good. We can
Perfect.
hear it. Sorry about that. Did not mean to disable your mic. Oh gosh.
Well, sweet. Can I
Hey.
go to the nearest servant and be like, can I have a tea, please?
I would also love a tea.
Yes, yeah,
Funny enough, I was just gonna text my husband to get me a tea.
Well,
That's what I did during my break.
you're essentially doing that. I also do have a picture of Breeze Hill, so let me share that picture with you all so you can see.
Sounds lovely. I was just thinking, I'm really glad we picked picnic. We get tea and snacks.
So I just put the
sandwiches.
They never expect the picnic, but that's the secret bloodbath.
It's gonna be. You know it is.
You've heard of the red wedding. Now the red picnic.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Hopefully not.
So I just sent the picture over to you guys and also posted it here in the stream. So
Okay, we do have the map.
Yeah, there's a map for this hill.
It's
Yeah.
everything is just gridded. It's just so if you want to head over to another blanket and talk to somebody, you can. That's all. So you we've all I like the chat right now. It's very funny. So yeah, you as you guys arrive, you flag down a couple servants, and you see them bring over some nice mugs of tea with the tray for you, and along with any other mix-ins that you'd like to add. So if you want to add any cream or sugar or honey into your tea, you can. But you do see that the other guests sort of like disperse themselves in a couple groups. So Liz ends up on one of the blankets with her sister Galliane. So the two of them are sort of conversing together and sit down, do the same thing, call over to get some tea and some refreshments for themselves. And then on another blanket, you see her lady in waiting, Rosalinda, which is the gnome in waiting. And she is being personally entertained by Morgan at the moment. So Morgan has one of
Poor
his
lady.
one of his instruments out and is she looks like she's thoroughly enjoying it.
I think it's a you problem, Helena.
What blanket is Sebastian on?
So Sebastian is actually not on a blanket. He is standing like a little bit away from the party. He's leaning against the tree, so he's actually not even
Cool guy
sitting
style.
down, and right now he just seems to be like observing. You do see that he has pulled out a book in his hand, so he's holding a book, but he right now is just sort of like, observing, which based on, what Liz described, it sounds like he attended because he was like worried and wanted to make sure everybody was safe and in attendance. And you do see that uh Liz and Galleon, and also the blanket that Rosalinda's on, have some parlor games that are there. So if you decided you wanted to, that is an option.
This is like me playing a video game when I pause and play like the Sudoku like 7 times over. Like,
is
don't
like-
worry about the murder. I just want to play Sudoku.
This is like in the Nancy Drew games, Kristen, when we're just like, let's go back and keep playing that mini game because it's so fun.
Yeah,
funny.
this oh gosh, the slot machines and all sorts of good stuff.
Yep.
So, it's not polite in the Regency era to introduce yourself to someone? Can we walk up to Sebastian and introduce ourselves, or is that considered impolite?
That may be good catch, by the way, because I didn't
Yeah,
specifically
wow.
say that, but yeah, that technically would probably not be seen as like the most, yeah,
But we can
proper.
ask Liz to introduce
Maybe
us.
we should ask
Or
Morgan
Morgan.
to introduce us, because
Or Morgan.
So I guess I can lean over to Phoebe and be like, "Hey, we should probably try to keep an eye on Max's family."
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of my plan.
Or
So
Sebastian.
the only member of Max's family that's here right now
Yeah.
is his younger brother Sebastian, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I say we stick to him like glue.
I do too. So we can have Liz or Morgan introduce us.
Either one works. Morgan knows us. Let's go interrupt him
Okay.
and his flirting.
Okay, so you head over to where Morgan is. He's playing a song on the lute.
Is he good?
Well, let's see.
I gotta know. I gotta know.
Oh yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, like, was it worth it?
It was very good. Like, I mean, he might not personality wise be your favorite, Helena, but yeah, as far as music talent goes, he is, this song at least is quality.
Oh, sorry.
That's you guys.
I got distracted.
I don't know why I thought I was waiting for something.
So we're gonna go up to him, I guess, when he
Yeah.
finishes his song and clap politely.
Okay. All right. So he finishes with strumming a final chord on the lute, and Rosalinda is like you can just imagine the most
She
excited.
looks really
clapping.
excitable.
She
yeah.
is very excitable. Yeah. And yeah, he finished the song. He takes a very deep and like flourishing, over the top, but
As he would.
yeah, bow.
And I'll say, looks like it's a good thing we rescued your instruments, so you can put them to good use.
Oh well, yes, of course. I wouldn't have been able to perform here for the lovely Rosalinda if I hadn't had this lute. Actually, Rosalinda, I should introduce you to Helena and Phoebe here. Thanks to them, I have all of my instruments and I'm able to perform at the wedding because I was attacked on the road, and you can see she's like, like gasp.
My heavens.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Rosalinda. I'm Helena.
I'm Phoebe.
She stands up, and even still is much shorter than you guys, but she stands up and she does like a quick curtsy to you. So nice to meet you guys too. I heard that Liz was inviting a couple of old friends of hers, but I didn't realize there'd be so many, 2 of you. So it's great to see you. And yes, I'm Rosalinda. I'm Melissa's lady in waiting, but also just her best friend.
Such a pleasure to meet you. Yeah, I know Liz from years back. Kitty?
Yes, yeah, yours.
Okay. Had some adventures together, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. Sometimes she doesn't share that many stories about her adventuring days, but I would love to hear some. I'm sure it was probably so glorious. I don't have the constitution for it, but yeah, it would be so interesting to see.
Well, we'll have to regale you with some tales later.
The chat is making me laugh also.
I know,
Yeah, I
got
know, me too. I'm getting
distracted.
distracted. We're very interested in the gentleman reading the book by the tree. I believe that is Sebastian, Max's brother. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. Yeah, that
Lord Maximilian's brother.
yes. Yeah. Yeah, she just Max's bro.
All my notes say Max because it's shorter, but
Lord
yeah.
Maximilian, whatever we're
Lord
supposed to call him.
Maximilian.
Aren't we supposed to call everyone by their last names?
Not
Lord
here.
Darlington.
You can
Okay,
call him
not
Lord
in this.
Darlington. You can call him whatever you want. Well, maybe not Max, but
Casually between friends, we can.
We're super close bros.
But yeah, we'd love to meet more of the family.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I can introduce you. And even though you've just met Rosalinda, she is like, let me go ahead.
Perfect.
Perfect.
So she walks over with you to Sebastian, who's standing just a little bit further away, again up against a tree, and she goes, Sebastian, but I've been sent to introduce you here. You probably haven't yet met Phoebe and Helena. These remember how Liz used to go adventuring back in the day? And she just gets like a wistful look in her eyes again, and she's like, these are old adventuring companions of her, and well, I don't think you guys have had a chance to meet yet. So this is Phoebe and Helena, Sebastian Darlington, and he does like a slight bow towards you and nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, the pleasure is ours. Nice to meet you, Sebastian. I'm Helena.
I'm Phoebe.
And well, you did some adventuring with Liz. You must have a lot of stories to tell. I'm sure those would be entertaining to hear someday. Or now, if you've got a good one.
Someday.
Someday.
Like, oh no. Yes. Many a story, but certainly probably not a wedding day kind of story. As far as we'll let Liz decide what she wants to tell at her wedding. Yeah, we just wanted to meet the family because we don't really know much about all of you and the groom, and just wanted to say hello.
Yeah, well, only once your brother gets married, right? So big day.
What book are you reading?
What'd you say?
What book are you reading?
Oh, this old thing. Yeah, he pulls out the book. It is like you can tell it's like a very dull nonfiction like account of something. Like it's a very studious book. Like he's some learning thing.
Some learning thing.
Yeah.
What specifically is he interested in? Is it whales? I don't trust people that like whales.
It's it isn't whales. It looks like it is it's specifically like a memoir of an adventurer who had traveled.
Oh, well then, yeah, you must be very interested in Lysandria's past in traveling and adventuring. Have you talked with her much?
Talked with her about her travels or just in general?
Either.
I mean, she's marrying my brother. I've talked to her many times.
Well, good. I mean, that wouldn't always be the case.
Yeah, no. I would say that we, we've spent lots of time together. But yes, yeah, I actually plan on taking a trip of my own, and so I'm just doing as much to prepare as I can before I leave.
Where are you traveling on your trip?
Well, right now, the plan is to head north to Whiteport, and then head sort of along the coast of Eastern Faraway, and who knows, if you have suggestions, especially since you all probably, I'm gathering you still are traveling and adventuresome. If you have any suggestions of towns or places to visit, I would happily welcome any advice that you have.
Are you going alone?
Yeah, I'll be traveling alone. I'm sure I will meet up with different friends and make friends along the way. But yes, yep, I was traveling along.
Okay, can I roll a perception check and also maybe a check to like kind of fabricate a story about an area that I know is cursed to subtly bring up curses?
Ooh.
Yeah, did you mean perception or did you mean something else?
I guess perception or maybe history to figure out like a place that I can bring up that I might be able
Oh,
to
okay, okay.
make up a curse for that would be semi-reasonable sounding.
Sure, I would say roll a history check.
History check. Oh, okay.
Dungeon lore.
7.
Oh.
7. Yeah, nothing is coming to you instantly at mind, but yeah, he
Oh, Phoebe, remember there's that place in the northeastern area and they have that like it's boggy or something there, but there's that weird curse that I've heard about for that area.
I think I remember you telling me about it, but I don't
Oh.
remember, so tell me more.
It's that anyone who steps foot in this boggy area, if they spend more than 24 hours there, they vanish without a trace. So you should definitely be careful if you
Don't
go into
go
any
there.
bogs, Sebastian.
wow. Yeah, well that you can see he like pulls out a little journal and he takes note like, oof, avoid that. And he's like, "Where did you say it was again?"
I can't remember the name of the place. Phoebe, back me up here. Did Phoebe roll a history check?
Yeah, sure.
Should I get advantage if I'm helping her or
No, she would have had advantage if you were helping, but otherwise you guys can both.
If I was helping, then okay, whatever. That's fine. Oh, okay. History. It's a 19.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
But if she okay, continue.
So, obviously you can tell that she's making this up, because you guys
It's
have
like, is this history check gonna help me?
I'm the most subtle friend.
you have
ever.
you have never actually had an encounter with a bog like this, but you do manage to come up with oh. You do manage to remember that there is a place called the Silent Woods, and it's sort of like a swampy area, and so you're like, that's like a logical place where there could be
It's a real
bog.
place. I'll
Yes,
take it.
it's a real place. Yes.
I already forgot the Silent Woods.
Yeah, Silent Woods.
See, Phoebe rolled a 19, not me. I think it's called the Silent Woods. I think you should probably steer clear.
Silent Woods.
That's exactly it. You know, I've been hearing a lot about curses these days.
Have you?
And now we're just gonna pause to see if he says anything.
Interesting. Curses. Oh, okay.
So you've never come across them in all your readings or your daily
Well,
life?
yeah, I mean, of course, there's, talk of them, but yeah, I mean, they're usually not real.
I don't know. This one in the Silent Forest sounds pretty real.
Well, perhaps it's explainable by some other means,
I think once you start, not you specifically, but from my experience, once I've been out adventuring, the more I believe in things like that being real.
Well, maybe I'll come to the same enlightenment as you after my travels.
Maybe.
Never be careful these days. Too careful these days.
Quick side question. Does he look like this is maybe not relevant, but does he look like he has skills to like travel alone? Like, is he gonna be okay?
Roll an insight check.
Looks legit. He's got a cape.
So that's
12.
That's all you need is a cape. 12. He looks like he could probably hold his own. He, obviously doesn't have a lot of experience, but I mean, you know from even your own history and also just different people you've come across, even lists, for example, that, oftentimes when you start off, you might not have a clear vision, but you'll quickly gain some experience and
okay.
yeah. So he doesn't look incapable.
Okay.
do I perceive him being cagey at all, or is he just completely oblivious to this family curse based on what I'm like interpreting from his reaction?
Also roll an insight.
Okay. Ah, I got 15.
That's good. Why'd you say
Better
that?
than
Like,
mine.
yeah, that
I
was
just, I'm just not rolling too high today.
He does seem like he's specifically like he understands what you're maybe hinting at. Like, I mean, he doesn't seem like he's completely oblivious to it.
But he doesn't want to bring it up. Okay.
You get the sense that he is like a little bit like mentally checked out or like
Mhm.
distant at the moment.
Are you close with your brother?
Well, I mean, yeah, the two of us grew up together, and obviously with Lillian as well, and I've spent many hours. I don't necessarily, um harbor any ill feelings towards him, but I wouldn't say that we are, we have different interests. He's a lot more business minded than I am. Which he has had to be, because
Yeah.
runs our affairs, but yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Do you have siblings?
Yes, I do. And
Well,
we are very different.
Yeah.
So
So you understand. You understand the
I
plight.
do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else? Like, what else is he like? We haven't met him before, and he's married. He is now married to our friend. So
Yes. Well, he is uh very interested in business affairs, and he likes people, and he kind of like you can see he like gauges you guys whether or not he like trusts you a lot, and he is like, if you really want to like win him over, a little bit of flattery goes a long way for him.
mm, good to
Well,
know.
don't we all like to be flattered sometimes?
Well, yeah, but I don't think, at least for me personally, if it's not uh coming from a place of like a true relationship with somebody, I don't think it matters that much. But Maximilian, it will work.
We've met
I
a few
can,
people like that ourselves. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
and I like kind of gesture at Morgan.
Yeah. He like kind of nods in agreement. Like,
He's like, yeah.
So I'll get down to brass tacks. I've heard some mutterings among the wedding goers of a family curse, and I'm very concerned about the safety of everyone in attendance today.
um, well, I mean, are you talking about like the Darlington family curse?
Yes, that one. Can
Is
you
there
tell us
another
more
one?
about it?
Well, no, I mean, I'm just a little bit surprised. Where did you hear about this?
We've heard it in town.
Roll a deception check right now.
Well, you said no. So in my defense, I think Liz said something about that, but
She did not say she has heard it, but not in town, not like from common folk.
I'm working with what I've got. Okay, deception. Oh, it is a 20. Not a
Oh,
nat 20,
but
but
still,
a
yeah,
20
okay.
nonetheless.
And you can see he's like concerned for a second.
Wow.
He's like, in town they were. Well, I'm shocked. I'm just so that you probably should not bring that up around any of my other family members because it might distress them a lot.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we know the stories, but I don't really put a lot of faith in those kinds of things. It just seems like, like we were talking about earlier with other curses. It just seems like uh they're probably more coincidence than they are a true curse. And then you can see him pause for a second. He's like, "Is that why you brought it up?"
Isn't he supposed to be smart?
Yeah, he's more like just calling you out on it, but letting you own up to it.
You've caught me out. You're correct. I'm only concerned.
Yeah. Well, I can imagine that Liz is probably thankful to have other people who are concerned for the safety of those who she cares about. So I guess, suppose, if she trusts you, I trust that you won't go spreading that around with other
No,
people.
of course not.
Of course not.
And it's not like we heard it all around town or anything.
I thought that's what you just said.
No, I didn't say it. I said we heard it in town.
Okay.
But
You can
not from,
see.
like, multiple people, not
This
very
poor
loudly.
man. Maybe we should just hit him with something and run away.
Okay, well, you
I
can...
swear she said that. That's my bad.
All right, well, you
So,
can... Yep, go ahead.
What else is there to do at the garden party? And or I don't know, does it look like Sebastian wants to give us some more info on this stuff, or?
He seems pretty content to just kind of hang out and, yeah.
Well, and just to be clear, like, and maybe I need to roll again for this, but like he really seems to believe in the coincidence thing.
Yes.
Not like, okay.
Yeah.
And do we need to roll to find out whether or not he actually trusts us?
What do you mean?
Like, do we believe him that when he says he trusts us?
Mm.
He seems honest when
Okay.
he's saying it, yeah.
Well, we'll keep our eyes open, and please keep yours open as well.
Yes, of course.
Let us know if
will.
you see anyone suspicious or anything unusual.
I will do that. For introducing us, it's lovely to meet you. I'm sure we'll continue to see each other throughout the rest of the celebrations.
Yeah, we'd be happy to give you adventuring tips.
I would
and
I would love that. That would
things
be
of that nature.
yes, yeah, of course.
As we like step away or whatever we do from him,
Mhm.
sorry about the town thing. It seems like a good idea.
Are you
Oh,
I
serious?
just
you're
didn't want to
fine.
throw Liz under the bus, you know?
Maybe we needed a better plan to just go
Yeah.
talk to him.
I don't like getting caught unawares, so
I understand.
So there are the other Liz and her sister are sitting there. Morgan, after she introduced you guys, Rosalinda went back to being entertained by Morgan, and there are parlor games if you wanted to either join one of those groups and play or invite somebody to.
I think we should.
Sure.
Since there are games, we should play like one game.
Okay. If you insist.
Do you
do you want
join-
to invite do you want to invite Rosalinda or Liz and her sister? What do you think would be more potentially valuable?
I think if we invite Rosalinda, we're probably gonna get Morgan too. So I vote Liz and her sister.
Okay. That sounds good. I mean, but entertainment value wise,
I just have this weird vendetta against Morgan.
I know, I don't
Yeah.
know why.
she has latched
I
onto
don't
it.
trust him. He lied to us like immediately about people getting kidnapped.
Katie, you know what it reminds me of?
Yes, yeah, I do. Calico Jack, the best
Yes.
NPC that I created, and you guys
A
just
really good NPC.
a great NPC. Who doesn't love Jack Sparrow? That was literally his inspiration, and everybody hated him for no reason. Ugh.
They hate him. It's funny.
I feel like in real life, people would probably find Jack Sparrow annoying.
Fair.
I guess. I think it's because bards in general and like stereotypical bards
Yeah.
have
Mhm.
gotten such a bad rap in like all of D&D.
They're a little obnoxious.
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's
but
like
Morgan did lie to us. Let's go back to that. He manipulated us.
he was trying to get you guys to help him get his instruments back, and he figured it was who's gonna
He
help a
just
guy get
really
instruments.
wanted our help.
Yeah.
AKA manipulation.
Listen, you just did the same thing.
Much
Get
worse.
off
I'm
your-
doing it for
Get
a
off
good
your
reason.
hoity-toity horse. Oh my gosh. I love it.
So-
No. Okay, so you're gonna
So,
go
yeah, we
join
can
Liz and her sister?
Yeah.
All right, so
And
you
at least this way we meet another person. So
all right, so you head over to the blanket where Liz and her sister are sitting, Galliane. And as she sees you approaching, she like gets a smile on her face. Oh, I'm so glad to see that you both decided to join us. I'm guessing Charlotte and Aurelia, was it?
Mhm.
Went with the hunting party.
They did. They were very excited about that.
Well, I'm sure they'll have a grand time. Maximilian loves a good chase.
Hmm.
Uh, well, you haven't met my sister yet. This is Galliane, and as you kind of focus on her, you can tell that she is definitely a little bit more reserved. She seems just like, kind of calm, almost maybe to the point of being like sad or like depressed a little bit. Not like sad as in like she was crying about something, but just like, yeah, she kind of has that energy or lack thereof with her. But she's very smiles politely at you. She also sort of like nods at you both as you come and join them on the blanket where they're sitting. Nice to meet you both. I've
Pleasure
heard
to meet you.
I just heard from Liz that she invited you because you all spent some time adventuring together. The part of her history that we don't always get to hear lots about. So I'm glad that it can be represented on this special day.
Yeah, I mean, as I can tell, yeah, a lot of people keep asking us, so.
Well, yeah, you're the we haven't met you yet, so it's always nice to learn something new.
Well, it's nice to meet you as well.
Yeah. Would you be interested in joining us for maybe a game or two? We were just talking about potentially starting something.
That sounds great.
Helena's
We'd love
just
to.
quiet the whole time.
We'd love to. I'm just nodding and smiling.
We'd
I know.
love
Liz pulls out a specific like box of cards, and she's like, "How about this? This is one of my favorites, and actually, seems like Helena, you're somebody who would enjoy a good wordsmith. So this seems like the perfect game. Have you ever played Vitter's Vault of Riddles?
I don't believe I have.
No. You would not have. These are like very like more, I would say, like higher nobility parlor games.
I don't
You
believe
guys
I have. Would you please teach us?
Sure, it's very simple. She like pulls out again this box and opens the lid, and you can see that there's a bunch of cards in the box. And she says, "So this is the latest model. Every year they publish a new set, and we haven't yet used the one this year, and we've been excited to try it. Galliane and I always grew up and loved riddles, so this is a fun one for us to enjoy. But every year they publish a new set of cards with new riddles from the shop in Northwind Gate. So all we do is take the cards out and read them aloud. How about I'll read them first."
I'm about to look real stupid. I'm so bad at riddles. Okay.
All right, so she pulls out a
Is
card.
it like teams? Is it a race to who gets it first?
Individual. Yeah, it would be whoever gets it first.
Okay.
Yeah. So she pulls out one of the cards. Peanut Gallery, help us with the
I'm
riddles.
just thinking of like the one riddle you gave us in our old camping.
That was tough. That was really
hours.
We will not be spending hours. You're good.
Okay.
She pulls out one of the cards, and Liz reads it and says, "What is as large as a dragon but has no weight?" You can see she's like kind of gets excited because she just
Cloud.
read the answer.
I was gonna say a cloud too. Is it a cloud?
Good guess, but no.
She's a dragon but no weight.
You can see Galliane is like sitting there, really like thinking pretty
The
hard.
dragon's shadow.
That's it, Helena.
Good
Wow.
job.
You really are good at this. I didn't expect it to guess that quickly. Wow. And she goes, "Okay, you read next." And I guess I'll just tell you what the card says because I don't know you.
Here, I'll move my mouth and pretend I'm reading, and you'll
Okay.
say it.
Great. So you pull
Like a Muppet.
you pull the next card, and it says, "You can hear me, but can't see me, and I won't answer unless spoken to. What am I?"
That was too distracting. It's like watching. I was watching and then I wasn't listening. Say it again. Sorry.
Okay. "You can
Okay.
hear me, but can't see me, and I won't answer unless spoken to. What am I?
I'm not allowed to answer because I'm
No,
reading
you're
it.
not.
No,
Oh,
you're
yes, you
looking
did.
at the answer.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay. I can hear you but not see you. Oh, that's good.
That's a good thought from
That's
the
a good
chat.
guess. I'm gonna say, is it your conscience?
Um,
That's a really good
that
guess.
is. Oh, I'll message you the correct answers. That role play it.
Thank
And
you.
here's where we get stuck for hours.
No.
Me guessing the riddle by
If you
myself.
would like to not guess it, you can roll an intelligence check.
No, I mean I like riddles. I just the pressure is a lot. Okay.
Not quite. It's something
Okay.
that you can actually hear.
Okay.
And you can see like
Is it an
Gallian
echo?
list.
You got it.
That was all me.
I'm so impressed.
Thank you.
Liz is like so excited. She's like, "Wow, that was so great! Oh my gosh, wow, you guys are really good. Thing we didn't grow up playing with them, Gallian." And you could see her just laugh a little bit, like, "Yeah." All right, so this is your turn now to read. Then,
Ooh.
Phoebe.
Okay.
All right, you pull out another one, and it says, "I have an eye, but I can't see. I am faster than any woman or man, but I have no limbs. What am I?"
I think I know what it is.
Like a hurricane?
That's what I was gonna say. Is it right?
Yeah, you're close enough. It's just a storm, like general
Oh, just a
storm, but
storm.
yes. Oh.
I was also like, oh, it's a hurricane.
I don't think they had the word for hurricane and I don't think this is a tropical climate. There are no hurricanes. So but yeah, you get it correct. Everybody applauds Helena. Great job.
No. They don't want to play with us anymore because we just
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna stop.
You're
trying
not
my best.
sorry.
And as you guys are laughing and Phoebe, you hand the box back over to Helena so that she can read the next question. Suddenly you hear this
Oh, shoot.
rustling coming from the trees next to you, and either Helena or Phoebe, one of you two, roll a 1d6.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Also, I've been keeping an eye on Sebastian this whole time too.
Now you say you are.
Yeah,
Sure.
sure. You rolled a 6. Okay.
Nice.
Roll again.
3.
3. Okay. And suddenly, you hear a noise, and you like look over, and like in the blink of an eye, you see, a group of boars that run out from the bushes, and they're a little bit further away, right next to the blanket where Rosalinda and Morgan are sitting. And one of the boars actually like bears down right on Rosalinda, and she screams out like, "Ah, help!" And she gets completely attacked. Husk goes right into Rosalinda. How badly it is.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
So thankfully not too crazy.
She just died? Like,
Sure, Rosalinda just dies immediately.
just because we played a game, like we let our guard down for like 2 minutes.
Rosalinda takes 3 points of slashing damage from the tusk of the boar, but
I blame
we
the hunters. They
we
scared him over
are
here.
now going to have the two of you guys roll initiative because
Alright.
there's a group of 4 boars attacking you.
Oh no. It's bad.
What's your
I
initiative?
was really surprised by the boars.
What is it?
I got a 10.
10?
6.
Oh
Me.
boy.
Yeah. I rolled a 3. So
Never split the party. I suck at fighting.
Okay. Okay. With that, we have
3 boars, you said?
4 boars who
4 boars?
are bearing down on this group of people. Chaos is about to ensue. So
What if we get more boars than the
Oh, no.
hunters?
yeah, that would be funny, right? With that, Helena, you are up first.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, can I cast Mage Armor on Rosalinda?
Rosalinda? Sure, you absolutely can.
Yes, I would like to do that because I don't want her to die, and I'm guessing she's not wearing armor.
She is
I
not
don't think
wearing
she
armor.
is.
That is correct.
Okay.
She's wearing flowers in her hair, and she was in the picture.
It's true.
Okay, so I need to be able to touch her in order to cast that.
So you want to run over to her? You can make it to her in time.
Yes. Okay, let's do that then.
Okay, so you're gonna.
Where's
She is just on a nearby blanket. So you go ahead and you run over to her and cast mage armor on her, and you can see that she's like bleeding. And as you run over to help her, she's like, "Help!" And you touch her, and she's like, "Oh, thank you!" And you can see she's like got clearly a boost from your mage armor. So great job.
I know no healing magic.
Me either.
All right. Next up, the 4 boars decide to attack, and they are right where you guys are. So, we will say they are gonna divide among Rosalinda, Helena, and Morgan. Oh. Okay. What is your AC, Helena?
12.
12. Okay. One of them manages to hit you. The 2 that were attacking Rosalinda, well, the one that from before and the other one, thanks to your mage armor, do not manage to find purchase. And the one that's attacking Morgan also hits. So, the 2 that are attacking you, we have.
Wait, there's only one attacking me.
Sorry, one that is attacking you. The one that is attacking you, his tusk goes like right into your leg and slashes like a gut in there for 4 points of slashing damage. Also, I have this like really calm classical music playing in the background, and it seems very.
No, it fits. It's like that's what the picnic's vibe was, you know.
Yes.
You change it from like Claire de Lune to like Bolero or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one that's attacking Morgan only does 2 points of damage to Morgan, thankfully. And then the other 2 attacking Rosalinda try and swipe at her, but you can see she manages to avoid, and one of them just sort of grazes her, but doesn't actually dig into her skin at all. So that is it for the boars. Next is Phoebe.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
So I imagine that I know the answer to this because like the rogue feature is like sneak attack, but I'd have to be sneaking,
Yes,
right?
that's right. You're not sneaking right now.
Okay.
Sorry.
They kind of sneak on you.
Yeah, the boars somehow.
But if you but it does allow you to flank and get sneak attack damage. So if you attack one of them that is next to, basically if you go over there, you're all next to each other. So if you attack any of them melee, then you would be flanking with another person, and you would get to add sneak attack.
Does it matter where we are? Do you want to put us on the map or?
No, theater them.
Okay.
You're all in a clump.
So yeah, I mean, I would like to try to get one of those boars.
Yep.
So who's in the most immediate danger? Sorry, is it Helena?
Helena, Rosalinda, and
As-
Morgan are all under attack.
Okay, I'm just gonna pick a boar.
Yeah.
Pick someone.
There's 2 attacking Rosalinda, 1 attacking
Okay,
Helena.
I'm
one
gonna-
attacking-
You can hold your own probably a little better than she can. So I'm gonna go get one of those boars.
Okay. So
With my rapier, and I'm gonna use that I can flank it and get sneak attack damage.
so go ahead and roll your
Oh.
attack.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
And then
Sorry,
you,
it's been a minute.
It's
So
okay.
I do the.
add
do
your
the
attack
bonus.
bonus. Yep.
Okay. So it's 13.
That hits.
And then the regular damage is a D8 plus 3. So
Yeah, and I
What's
think
sneak?
at level 3 you only get 1d6 plus 3. So and then plus whatever your regular attack is. So
wait,
you're gonna roll a 1d8 and a 1d6 and add 3.
got it. Okay. Ooh. 7.
7.
I had 3 ones, right? Okay, yeah, 7.
Yes. Yep. Okay, so you attack the boar that is fighting or currently attacking Rosalinda, one of them, and manage to do 7 damage to it. As your rapier uh, manages to pierce its side, and you kind of slice it back, you can see like just blood gushing out. It is like clearly like this horrible, imagine like a pig squeal, but like
That
even
sounds
worse
terrible.
noise
Thank
comes
you
out.
for that.
Yeah, of course, anytime. And you actually see that this boar, after being like attacked, he starts to like fall to the ground, and actually turns to like limp and run off, like he's cowering, and trying to heal himself. Not heal himself, but you know what I mean. He's running away.
Okay. It's like,
um,
do the boars have healing powers? That would be
yeah, right. They're
challenging.
magical boars. Next up, we have all of our lovely party members here. So Sebastian steps forward to where you all are, and he also draws a rapier that he has at his side, because he can never be too prepared. And he is
But he
going.
doesn't believe in curses, so.
There's a difference between boars attacking a
Is
party.
there? Oh.
Anyway, so then he is going to try and get the other boar that is attacking Rose. Unfortunately, his attack not strong enough to pierce the boar's hide. He just glances off of the fur of the side of it, and he kind of is like,
Don't think you're ready to go solo yet, bro.
So he's just getting started.
Are you saying that out loud?
No.
I was like, wow, bold.
In the middle of a boar attack, has to throw shade.
Oh gosh.
Helena.
So okay, then we have Morgan actually turn, and he does also have his short sword on him, and he pulls it out and is going to try and attack the boar that is attacking him. Ooh, and he manages to hit. So his short sword goes slicing into one of the boars, and it is enough for that boar to also sort of get gutted a little bit, and also turns to run off. So there are only 2 boars that are still like actively engaged. And then let's see, we have
Rosalinda, right?
yes, Rosalinda is going to also try and get this other boar that is still growling at her with his tusks. Not with his tusks, but you know what I'm saying. She is going to. Oh, hold on a second. All right. So you see Rosalinda, as she like, is holding her side a little bit from where the tusk got. She look up the board, and like suddenly this like very happy-go-lucky, effervescent person is like replaced with like, you ruined my dress. And she just like has got this locked on to the boar, and she actually mutters a couple of words under her spell, and she casts magic missile at the boars. And how
Knew I liked her.
I don't have that prepared.
she manages to do only 3 damage at one of the, so it's not the strongest spell. But oh wait, no.
I feel like she should be able to roll an intimidation
She
check
does.
on the boar.
She does 4.
I'm scared.
Yeah. But she does cast magic missile at them, and you can see that the sparks from her magic sort of like hit the boar, and he kind of yells out in rage, but still seems locked on attacking her. And with that, we are back to the top of the initiative order with Helena.
So are Liz and
They are staying away.
asking. All right. So
the
there's
bride
one
shouldn't have to
partially
fight boars.
damaged. Sorry, what?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
There's
Oh.
one partially damaged and one that hasn't been hurt at all. The one that's attacking
Okay.
you hasn't been hurt at all.
Right. Okay, I guess I will do my Ray of Frost at the one that is attacking me.
Okay.
So I got +5 to hit. 23.
That definitely hits.
And then I rolled a 5.
All right, nice. So your Ray of Frost does 5 damage to the boar, and you see as this cold starts to like take over his whole body, the hide becomes frosty and icy. He like roars out, and you can tell it's like this high pitched, painful roar. And it also turns to flee. So
It's slowed, by the way.
it's
So
it's
gonna
trying
flee
to run
slowly.
really slowly. Yeah. And with that, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I can't do anything else.
Okay. With that, it is the boar's turn, and so you see the 3 boars that have been pretty severely injured fleeing back into the woods. The one boar who is still attacking Rosalinda is still engaged with her, and then you see suddenly coming from the same place where they were fleeing to and where they had come from, a giant boar joins the fray. And so this is like much
Oh,
larger beast. He like roars out loud, and he is going to actually charge in, literally use
Great.
his charge attack to go towards a single target. Let's see, he is going to go, let's have you roll another d6.
Both of us?
Helena.
Oh, okay. 5 or 6.
6. Roll again.
4.
4. He is going towards Morgan.
Sorry,
I feel
Morgan.
like I know you
She
didn't.
doesn't look
I was gonna
sorry.
say I know you didn't intentionally roll a 4 because you didn't know that was gonna be Morgan. It feels a little bit.
He's healed up from last time. He's fine.
Yeah, totally fine. Okay.
Is he healed? None of us could heal him.
It's been like a
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Come
Oh, yeah.
on.
It's been like 2 days. But yes,
Oh.
yeah. You all slept, right? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Couple days.
All right.
I forget you heal when you sleep.
Okay. So then we have. Boy, poor Morgan. Oh no! I
Just
should
glad
be
it's not me.
rolling so well. Oh no.
Oh no.
This is very bad. Oh no.
Is he gonna die? Oh, that'd be really bleak.
Oh my gosh. Okay, okay. Oh god. This giant boar comes storming into the clearing on Breeze Hill, and with this like these massive tusks that he has, he's 2 to 3 times the size of the other are engaged. Morgan is not paying attention because he, fighting the one boar. Suddenly he just gets sideswiped. This boar jumps on top of him, completely knocks him to the ground, and his tusks just start ravaging. And
No.
it's like the fact that he, is knocked on the ground, has a boar on top of him, tusks are ravaging. You see Morgan start to flicker in and out of consciousness from the amount of blood that he has lost and damage that is done.
Shit.
The one boar who's attacking Rosalinda will also and manages to not. Thank you. And to armor. That brings us to
Okay, I'm gonna try to get that boar off of poor Morgan, who's being mauled to death.
Yep.
And I really hope I don't miss. I don't want him to die. Oh no, I might miss. Wait.
What's your
7?
That's it? That's your attack? Do you get to
That's my roll.
What'd you roll?
A 2.
Oh yeah, then yeah, that's a 7. Oh no. Yeah, unfortunately you run up to the giant boar that's on top of Morgan and try and stab at him with your rapier, but
We're not a level that has like a second attack, right?
no. You're level 3.
Is there like a bonus action thing?
There is
I
a
could
bonus action,
do?
but you can't attack with your bonus.
Can you use your bonus action to yell at Liz and be like, Liz, come help!
Come
She's
on!
adventured with you.
Sure. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right. So is that the end of your turn?
Yeah. I mean, Does it have to be?
I mean, I don't think there's much else that you can do.
Fine.
Morgan spends his turn bleeding.
Oh, so we as Morgan, yeah, right, Morgan. He's technically still conscious.
Good.
For
all
now.
right, for now. So after your turn, we have the other. So we will have Morgan try and fight back, but he is laying prone on the ground, so
Good
maybe
luck,
not
buddy.
the greatest odds of actually being. Sure. Fortunately, no, he is not strong enough to get out from under her and at it and trying to roll away. I will. He does manage to get out from under him, though he doesn't make purchase with his attack, but he does manage to get out from underneath the floor. And he starts to sort of crawl away, holding himself as much as he can so that he's not getting out to death. So he starts to try and crawl away. Begin to. Sebastian is here as well, and he is going to attack that boar that just.
I don't like your tone.
No, I'm just not rolling good enough, you guys.
Only good for the boars.
We
I
will
know.
all be killed by this boar.
Yeah, and then the hunting party gets back and they're
Like,
like,
shoot
what
an arrow in
happened
the
at
air, like,
picnic?
what?
It's just corpses.
Oh
Boar
god. Okay, so yeah. Unfortunately, Sebastian also comes up with his short sword is to attack. The giant boar is just like chaotic, moving around. And yeah, he can't actually land a blow. We do have Rosalinda, who is still engaged with one boar. She is going to ask. Firebolt at the boar that she is fighting. Does, and he manages to utter a incantation breath and fire gather in her hands, and then shoots the bolt of fire at the boar who's in front of her. And the boar squeals in pain. He had already been a little bit damaged from her magic missile before, and he runs off into the foe that you have left standing is giant boar. In moment going on a rampage. You do so. Okay, you called for help to ask if Liv, your sister, have them join the fray. Both of them are going to run forward, and they manage to, as they run past Morgan, one of them grabs Morgan's sword, and
Totally defenseless.
now I'm sure he has another, but they don't have weapons. So,
No, that's fair.
and then actually, Sebastian has a second rapier that he is crossover to.
I was gonna say I could toss him something.
Yeah,
but-
nope. They both managed to grab weapons from. They are both going to attack.
Finally.
I know.
Yeah.
Someone hits this boar.
Yeah, so one of them definitely hits. The other one, unfortunately, does not. But Lys's attack hits. So she is going to stab. Oh, why am I rolling so?
At least she hit.
She did hit but only for 2 damage. But she does manage to stab at the boar and at least draw first blood, so not
Unarmed.
yeah. unharmed. Yeah.
How
And
does he react to the being stabbed part?
he doesn't even notice. Not that. I mean, not for 2 damage.
Oh.
Next up is Helena. Back to the.
Okay, so question. Is the big boar, he's the only one still here, right? Because
Yeah, the other ones are
other
running
one
off.
ran away.
Yep.
Is the big boar still looking like he's gonna go after Morgan, or is he focused on us non-prone people?
He looks like he's turning his attention away from Morgan.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to cast Ray of Frost on him as well.
Okay.
Mm. 23.
That definitely
Nice.
hits. All right, and how much damage?
8.
Eight. All right, nice. Okay.
That's the most I can do. He's super frozen now.
Super frozen. All right, so you managed to do 8 damage on him. He is kind of he does scream out a little bit and with the old damage starts to take over a part of his haunches. But with that attack, he is up next, and you just attacked him. So he is actually going to target you instead.
No.
He's still like, I mean, you guys are all within,
Yeah.
like couple of you. So yes, he is going to try it.
Cool.
What's your AC?
12.
Oh, he hits. Why don't you cast Mage Armor on yourself? You're so selfless. You're so selfless.
I'm chaotic. I don't always make the best choices, but I have good things in mind.
All right. So he turns I don't know. It turns towards you, and after this cold ray of frost hit it, and it rears back a little bit and just comes at you from the side with its tusks, trying to scrape at your well, really it's like your side, because and it manages to get purchased underneath your beautiful orange dress.
No, not the dress.
Not the dress. And it does 11 slashing damage.
Ooh,
Okay, I'm fine.
that's worse than the dress.
Don't worry about me. I'm fine.
With that, it is
Okay. Sorry, I was reading up on what things I can do because I hadn't really looked that far into it. Okay. What does oh, never mind. Okay. I'm going to try again to hit the door with my rapier. Okay, now we're talking. It is a 21.
that definitely hits.
And can I do the like flank
Yep.
sneak attack damage?
Yep,
Cool.
for sure.
He's
All
very focused
right.
on me.
11.
11. All right.
Mhm.
So, oh man, that was 11. Okay, so
And
yep, go ahead.
oh, I just want to like if I don't know, they probably have pretty high hit points, but I want to like try to hit it somewhere where like it could be like braggy for the hunt, like
Okay, like in an
like a
eyeball
clean,
or something
a
like that.
clean stab, not disembowel it like the other one.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I would say with that level of an attack, you manage to sort of stab it cleanly into its chest, and you can tell you haven't necessarily killed it, obviously, but you sort of pierced. It looks like lungs or something, and it starts to sort of wheeze out in pain, and you see it almost like glance around, realizing very outnumbered at this point now with a lot of people surrounding it, and it turns to start to run off into the woods. Well, with that,
Can we have an opportunity attack on him?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like,
sure.
should we try to kill this thing?
yeah, sure.
I just kind of want to be like, if the hunt comes back with no boars, like,
Yeah.
I've got a dagger.
I have a bow and arrow.
Izzy's face is like, excuse me, we are definitely coming back with a board.
we'll see.
I got a 15.
A 15? Yeah, that hits.
Do we both get an opportunity attack?
Yeah.
Cool. I got 16.
Plus 16. Oh, you know what? Morgan gets one too.
I
She
deal
doesn't
6
miss.
points of damage.
6 points of damage. Yep. And then
That's
how
the most I can do with my dagger.
a 16 hits, Carrie.
Okay. Whew. 10.
Ooh, get him.
Okay, with your
I got a 6 both times.
yeah, with your both of your attacks, you guys are it is still alive, but it is now like actively like coughing up like blood, wheezing,
Ooh.
and like it's still slowed from the ray of frost, so it is just like really like on its last legs, literally.
I feel bad for it, but it also mauled Morgan.
Yeah.
So
True.
It
Um,
dealt
can we-
more than half of my HP in one blow.
yeah, and it
With-
mauled you. Yeah.
with that, as it
I'm
as it
pissed off.
starts to run away, Sebastian will actually he sees you guys, trying to kill it, and a little bit of the damage that it has done to this, breaking up this beautiful picnic that was happening.
Or he wants glory. I don't know. We'll see.
And he is going to try and attack. And it manages to hit. So he is going to do. That's enough. Sebastian runs up to where the boar is limping off, takes his rapier, pierces it directly into the heart, and you can see he holds it there for just an extra second, waits for it to stop bleeding as it falls to the ground, pulls his rapier out, and he just like breathes a sigh of relief. And you see Rosalinda has already gone over to Morgan and is like,
Oh, good.
"Oh no!"
Can she help?
She is no. She
I thought maybe she could heal him.
not in that way. She can't help.
Oh.
And we cheer as he hits the boar.
Yeah.
Attaboy, Sebastian.
Oh gosh. And
Yes, we do the polite Regency clapping.
you can see that everybody is just like a little bit like calmed, like trying to calm themselves, calm their nerves a little bit, of like that came out of nowhere. I mean, one thing
That was
go
scary.
into a fight expecting something, but to be playing a harmless riddle game and then to be attacked is and you can see Lysandra is coming over, and she looks at Morgan and somebody help me carry him. We have some healers that are we can at least get some healing back at the lodge. And
Great.
unfortunately, I think our picnic is ended for this afternoon.
Yeah. We'll help carry him.
Okay, so you guys help.
I would think that if Lysandria's, hiring us to protect the wedding, she probably also hired some healers. So
They at least have some healing potions, or some healing
cool.
spells that they can. So
Y'all got any extras?
Yeah.
um,
Does Helena need to be carried as well? Is she good? She's not good.
she's
but-
not good. I don't think. Yeah. How many
I'm
points?
stubborn.
How many points did you take?
I took
11, right?
15.
15. Oh my gosh. Yeah. What's your HP?
20.
Helena's
She's
over
like,
there,
"I'm
like putting on a
fine."
brave face, and like you can see Liz looks over at you, Helena, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, you look like you need some help as well."
Let's get
All
help.
right, let's go. Yeah, Helena tries to help Morgan and starts stumbling herself because she also had some major injuries. Oh gosh. All right. Well, you managed to head back down the hill towards Silver Lodge. Everybody is sort of again frazzled. The servants come over. They're helping, obviously, clean up any other supplies and back down. But when you guys arrive at the hunting lodge, Liz runs off to try and get something that might be able to help her. And
Is there anyone to tell like there's a wild boar? Carcass?
if you wanted to bring it back, you could ask some of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does it have any gold on it?
You never
pockets?
know.
if only
She's like dying. Like, let me just check.
It's like,
Don't forget to loot.
is oh gosh. Yeah, so the servants grab the boar and are able to get like a carry stretcher essentially, or guess it, get back to the kitchen. Perhaps if nothing else, at least some good meat can come out of this if the hunt itself is unsuccessful. And yeah, Liz comes back with a couple small healing potions. Not much, but she does give you like a light healing. I think. Hold on.
I get the 0 to
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2. Okay.
And Morgan is going.
All right, I get 6 HP. Thank you, Liz.
Morgan gets 9 HP.
Wow.
I rolled much better than when I was trying to roll that magic.
Is everyone else okay?
Rosalinda's a little bit injured, but nothing too magic ability.
Those boars came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Wow. And you know, you kind of have this knowing look with this, like, guys of like, this is what it's about, you know. And so yeah, everybody's just a little bit shaken up, but do you have any other major things that you say, or do wrap up this?
Is there any way we can scrounge any admiration points out of this?
Oh, well, I was just getting to that. Hold on. Yes.
We were so heroic.
I was just getting to that. I was checking to make sure there was no RP stuff. Okay.
I don't think so.
I mean, I guess, is there any more RP that you want to do, Phoebe?
Or like bonding with Sebastian. I don't know. Yeah. So now that I think about it, like to congratulate him on his killing blow.
He seems more concerned about everybody's safety and that everybody is
He's a good dude.
up okay than, or and he's like, that it wasn't even about that. I just wanted to make sure it didn't back and hurt.
I respect that. Cool.
Where do you think they came from? Why do you think they attacked us?
I mean, they're boars. They're wild boars in the woods. Like, I don't think that you can. I was just think maybe saw the food, heard the music, and I saw an opportunity. You probably didn't realize.
I understand that Morgan inspires similar feelings.
What?
I'm kidding. I didn't say that.
You gotta watch yourself. I'm gonna start taking away admiration points from Morgan.
Your personality.
I just really, really like trashing on Morgan. Okay.
Apparently. Oh my god.
Well, thank you for being such a good protector. Seems like that's what he values, you know. So.
Yeah. Oh, of course. But I can. Thank you guys. I'm glad you were both here. We have been able to come away as unscathed as we did, despite the injury, without your help. So.
Of course.
Happy to help.
Yeah. And Liz brought her old adventuring.
I know. Yeah.
How's your dress, Liz?
You can see that. You can see that he's like got a little bit of extra, like. Look at that. You know, she really can do some adventuring, some extra pride.
The only thing that I'm so sad about, and I look down at my ruined dress I'm bleeding. I can't believe my dress is ruined.
Rosalinda looks at you and is like, oh, I know, me too. This is horrible. I can't go to the dance later.
Is
with
mine
this.
like really dirty or something?
No.
Like,
Rosalinda's like, you know what? She kind of like does a quick look over you, Helena, and she's like, oh, you know what? I bet you some of Liz's dresses would fit you, Helena. You're both around the same size, and let's go back and find something. So you and Rosalinda can go, and she'll come grab a new dress for you. So you have just upgraded your dress.
Amazing. Which is like hers was the best one of the three, so that kind of
you can like stitch it up and clean the blood out.
Nah. I'm gonna pass.
So yeah, you get a new dress, Helena, from Rosalinda, from Liss's specific collection.
What
These
color
are
is it?
really nice. Why don't you roll a 1d10 for me and find out?
1.
Red. Oh, so you changed to a red
Ooh.
dress. Very powerful.
Your red dress.
And I would like to thank Liz for her generosity.
She like brushes it off, like, of course, absolutely. I mean, I can do. And Rosalinda's like, this color will look so good with your hair. I know people always say redheads shouldn't wear red, but I'm gonna be totally honest. I think it brings out best in us. Because she has like a ginger color hair.
Oh, well, thank you. What color dress is she wearing? I want to compliment her.
Was wearing a yellow dress, but she has to change as well, so I don't know.
Is she going to change?
Sure, yes, let me roll a d10.
Clothing is important.
questions.
She wears a light blue.
Ooh.
That blue looks gorgeous with your skin tone.
You know, I try. All right. We are going to call the picnic. Yeah, wrap up the picnic complete. And yes, exactly what you said, Kristen. You have definitely earned some admiration from this. As a refresher for those who might not have heard this last time, and also Izzy, you were not here when we talked about admiration last time. But basically, this specific adventure has an extra mechanic that's like not part of normal admiration point, and you can earn admiration from game, and then those might come into play at different points later on. So, yes, it looks like the admiration point to be earned in this specific. Oh, we have a new follow. Hey, Blue Box RPG, thanks for the follow. I don't know if you're in here, but hello and welcome. So, with the admiration points, you both will get an admiration point for defeating the boars. And then you will also get an admiration point for actively defending Rosalinda. And then actually, Helena, you will earn, both of you actually, because you both did this. Each of you will earn an extra admiration point from Liz and Galliane for doing so well in the parlor games. And you'll also both earn an admiration point from Bastion for your conversation about travels and tips about where he can go and visit and everything like that. So, yeah.
Even though we lied
surprised
to
by
him
that
about
one.
the bog court.
Listen, he was appreciative of the tips despite the fact that they might have been somewhat fabricated.
She's like, why do you think the boars attacked?
So, do we need to keep track of this? How many is that now? That's like 6 points.
I'm keeping track of it all, so you're good.
Awesome.
But yeah, so great job on that. Obviously, impressive that you made a good impression with everybody.
Good luck in the hunt, girls.
Yeah. I believe in you.
Yes. More admiration.
We believe in you too. We just don't know about those other folks.
I mean, they're gonna do better in fighting than we are.
That is true. Also, I just realized. Sorry, I had you. Who did Izzy? Wanted to say earlier, anyway. But
No, it's fine. I've been typing it, as you probably noticed.
I did. I did. I appreciate it. I like your comments and that. All right. Well, with that, our picnic party was quite adventurous. Didn't expect, when just playing some harmless parlor games to be attacked by a bunch of boars. One of the bard almost get mauled to death. It's quite the unexpected. You guys thought you were picking.
Gruesome.
It was gruesome. Call Xing afternoon. It was quite the opposite. But with that, technically we should be doing the hunt group. I don't know if you guys still feel okay or up to doing that. It probably won't take as long, because your things like the parlor games and stuff like that are a little bit less. Also, your party is.
I vote yes, but I'm not doing it.
To hack and smash my way through this hunt.
Yes. Are you okay with that too, Bree?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go a little bit later tonight. Normally we try and end it by 10, but I think we can get through this.
They had to sit the whole time. They
I
should get to
know,
do
I
stuff.
know, I know, I know.
I was
Although I
trying
will
to-
say, like, we like ended a scene like right at 10, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like
Timing
rare.
No, bonus.
All right. Well, with that, we go back in time about an hour or so to when the two different parties departed, and we have our hunt crew, which is Aurelia and Charlotte, who are heading off with Lord Maximilian Darlington and his entourage, who are planning to hopefully catch the feast day wedding. These are, as a reminder, these are the NPCs who are with you guys. You have Lord Maximilian. He rides a large. Oh, this is obviously riding. He rides a very large black stallion. He also carries a very polished and expensive. You have his sister Lillian. Actually, hold on. Let me put up a Maximilian picture for you all. The dashing face of Lord Maximilian. There he is. His sister Lillian, who is the half orc, she is riding very like nimble horse. She carries light crossbows, and she tell that she is like clearly very used to and very skilled rider. Like her horse clearly like meant for hunting. She has like quivers that are strapped to the side of her saddle. She's in it to win. And then you have Thalgian, which is the high elf cousin of Cassandra and Galliane. He has like a gray dappled horse with very long flowing mane. He has an elven longbow, and you can also see that the longbow is carved with like around it, and it also has a quiver. The last person with your group is Lord Maximilian. He has like a little bit more of like a sturdy horse. He black and white. He is also carrying a bunch of supplies that you guys hunt, and he actually also seems to be really good with the dogs who are attempting the hunt, and so he's actually not carrying any weapons actively to try and hunt. He's helping manage the supplies, corral the dogs, make sure help out if needed. So that is your crew. And Maximilian sort of gestures the path that you guys are going to take, and you ride along this path in the woods for about a half an hour or so to an area where he knows is like very active hunting ground. So along that ride, that like half an
Not
hour
boar.
ride, is there, yes, not boar. But along that ride, is there anything you guys would like to say? Any individual you want to try and connect with or talk to?
Dear Milton,
Dear Milton.
do you have a spare longbow by chance? I only have this magnificent sword.
He kind of like ruffles around. Sure,
Well, I
yeah.
love my sword. It's really not adequate for hunting deer.
Sure, yeah, yeah. Yes, we have some extras wrong with someone's weapon, and he hands you a spare longbow that you can. Are you proficient in longbow? If not,
Yes.
okay, you are good. Makes sense. You're a fighter.
Yes.
Been introduced to him yet? Did you just ask him for a longbow out of nowhere?
She did.
We're riding along.
Technically, I would say that as the manservant, he's like a little bit below station from any of the others. So you don't necessarily get the same level of odd looks for randomly.
I also do think Aurelia is particularly polite. Too much fighting.
True.
I want to go talk to Lillian and check out her setup on her horse.
So I will just remind you of what Kristen just said too, but do you want to do this in a way that like socially acceptable? Technically, you haven't officially been introduced to any of these people. The only one who like maybe you could probably get away with is Maximilian, because he like lists sort of gestured and pointed you guys out to him.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go and talk to Maximilian first.
Okay.
And then maybe he'll introduce us to Lillian and the other people.
Yeah. So you ride up to Maximilian in front of the wreck.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh,
Hello.
Maximilian, Lord Darlington, congratulations on your wedding.
Yes, well, quite elaborate, and seemed like everybody enjoyed themselves, which it was I think the best our family. Quite beautiful. The location is perfect.
It was a beautiful wedding, and Liz was so gorgeous. My name is Charlotte. I'm a friend of Liz from long ago.
Yes, yeah, I remember her pointing out to you all earlier. Invited you adventured together in the past, so I'm glad that you made it.
Yeah, and speaking of adventuring, this is our dear friend Aurelia. She's an excellent adventurer and fighter.
You can
Pleasure to
see
meet
you can see he like perks up a little bit at like, oh good. Excellent.
Game recognizes game.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh excellent. Well, I hope that you are both excited for the hunt. I see you decided to join us instead of the sitting on a hill at a picnic. Much more exciting. Agree?
Somewhat fun.
Agreed, much more exciting. I've been longing to see the countryside around Argentus Falls.
Yes. Oh yeah. It is quite a landscape here. It's quite beautiful and really truly excellent. Have you all been in this area much before?
This is my first time here,
Yeah.
actually.
Yep, this is
Well-
my first time as well.
Well, hopefully you get a little bit of that beginner's luck, as they say, right?
Yes. Should we make it a wager?
Oh, a wager, you say? I not opposed to perhaps putting a little. I think I've probably pretty good. His horse, his bow, and things like that. Yeah. What are you thinking?
Aurelia's like silently judging the like pretty boyness and impracticality of his like polished, expensive weapon. I've got a broken in longbow. Like, got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, a borrowed longbow.
A borrowed longbow. Yeah. Yeah. What were you?
How much
Aurelia?
gold do I even have?
It's on the bottom of your sheet.
I'll wage you. I feel like, I mean, for a nobleman, I'll wager you 5 gold that I will land the first arrow.
Well, I accept, and you see he put out his hand. Shit on the bar.
I could do whatever I'll
Yeah.
shake. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know if that's the actual like appropriate thing,
Whatever.
but yeah, he's like, all right,
curtsy on a horse, like.
5 gold it is. I look forward to seeing what occurs. I will say I would feel a little bit guilty taking that from you. That might be impactful on your offers than mine, but
Well, you did invite us to this nice wedding here.
that is
so
true. That is.
Aurelia's
If
gonna
I
go
lose,
home.
I'll make up for it and drink.
Aurelia will be going home with your gold today.
You seem very confident in your friend there.
She's
I'm
a
like-
great shot.
I'm pumped up
I
by
see
the
you have a-
confidence.
You have
Yeah.
a very fancy crossbow. We have longbows here.
Yeah.
A
Crossbow
crossbow's better.
delivers much more power than.
Okay, and I see someone over there. Is that your sister?
Yes, Lillian. Have you met the other members of our hunting act?
No, not yet.
Well, yes, I'll and so he sort of holds back his horse, um, and Lillian is right behind him, actually, next in line for them. So, he sort of like turns around. He's like, Lillian, meet Charlotte,
Indeed.
Lady Aurelia, and Charlotte here. They are friends of Lysandra's from in her adventuring days. But um, I've already made a wager here that I'll land a blow before Aurelia, so it should be an exciting afternoon.
How would you like to all join the wager?
You can see Lillian is like, she sort of she looks at her brother and almost like rolls her eyes a little bit, and it's nice to meet you. I won't be joining. I don't know. I believe that I will probably be the one to land it, but I don't need you.
Oh, you got to put your money where your mouth is.
Well, we'll just have to see what. And then he's like, oh, you're no fun, Lillian. Come on. And he's like, Thalgian, I'll bet you take us up on this offer, right? And Thalgian sort of rides forward a little bit so that you guys are like Thalgian, Aurelia, and Charlotte, friends of Rhea, here, and he's like, oh yes, her adventuring. And Thalgian is somebody who's like the high elf. He very much comes from the noble side of, and so he is a lot more proper, not as like gaudy maybe as Maximilian is. Like he is just a little bit more like what you would expect from a high elf noble. And he approaches and gambling, and are we, Maximilian? That seemed like the wisest choice. And you can see there's like clearly maybe just like some tension or some history between them, or at least related. And yeah, he says, "Thank you for the invite. I'm going to wish you all the best of luck, but I will not be participating." A little bit appropriate to be doing on a wedding hunt, but and then he sort of looks at you, and he's gonna try, and I'm gonna see if he can say no, he can't, but maybe he's like not really trying, but he tries to say to Aurelia, I hope you, like under his breath, but he's also not afraid for Max to hear it. And like, well, it's a pleasure to meet. Hopefully we'll have some exciting game to chase.
See you out there.
See you out there. Do you have anything else that you want to say? And resume trek.
No, I suppose like eventually when we separate, like make my way over to Lillian when it's more like private
Okay. Yeah, so you sort of
time. Yeah.
make your way back to a marching order, if you will, through the woods, and you can chat with Lillian.
Okay. Lillian, your crossbows look amazing, and your setup on your saddle with the quivers of arrows. Wow, I wish I could have a setup like this one day.
Well, thank you. I pride myself on hobbies that I have, and one of them, so I always enjoy afternoon horseback and making a fun sport.
I love that.
Do you hunt much yourself as well?
I do, and I also love just exploring forests, meadows, just really getting a real feel for the lay of the land. Have you lived in this area long?
Well, I have lived in Coppertown, Darlington. Life. I was adopted on that.
Oh, okay. Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
So, have you gotten to know much about the family history of the Darlingtons? They've been in this area for centuries, haven't they?
Yes, yeah, a long time. Yeah, they're no, I mean we obviously have a good foundation, Coppertown, and surrounding it, but I try and stay out of the logistic affairs because obviously Maximilian run those himself as lord of the house. You know, I know that you know, for as long as we've had this area, we've made acquire a chunk of the land and the mines and wealth that. But aside from that, I don't not really involved in much the bookkeeping. You know, I prefer to be out in the woods anyway.
Of course. These woods look ancient. Do you ever encounter forest fae here?
Interesting. You know, I have. You know, you spend enough time in the woods, especially the forest like this. You know, I've seen some things every once in a while, but I wouldn't say frequently. You know, but there's clearly some you know, different creatures run into every time.
Do you know any of the forest fae by name?
Oh gosh, no. I mean, I've never actually like encountered. Is that what you mean? Like a specific creature?
I've never met one. I'm just so fascinated, and I always love to learn about different creatures.
Yeah, no, I've never met something like that. I just mean, sometimes when you're out riding, you just wonder if there's sprites that are, you know, tricking you or toying that, but nothing formal. I've never like had that kind of. Just like you can't rule it out, right?
Yeah, but do they live in the area? I mean, this seems like
I
prime
mean,
fairyland.
wait, what do you mean?
Well, judging by the ancient trees, the waterfalls, all these like exotic flowers that I'm seeing, there's got to be fairies around here.
Yeah, again, like I said, you know, I've never like had a formal conversation with one before or anything, but obviously, you know, I think there's magic all around us. The woods are just magical.
Do you know anyone who has talked to a
Uh,
fairy?
Not personally, no. Have you?
No, I'm just dying to meet one. I always love to meet different creatures.
Well, perhaps we will encounter something. All right, time.
Hope not.
Oh, hello.
Oh, this is Aurelia.
Hi.
She's one of my adventure friends.
Yes, that's right. I introduced you just a minute ago.
Well, my friend here has clearly a fascination with the Fae. I would like to just steer clear of them entirely. They're dangerous. They're bad news.
Oh yeah, have you had some bad experiences with them in the past?
Not personally, much like yourself, you said, but I've heard nothing but horrible stories, and I think it would just be a good idea to steer clear of that.
Yeah.
I've heard they can cast curses on people.
Yeah, me too.
Taking. Yeah, I guess I suppose I've heard that as well. Yeah, or play tricks on people. They do lots of
I hear they
things.
steal children.
Yes, I've heard that too. I hope that one's not true.
That's
I hope
horrible.
I know you guys have adventured with Sandria. You know, have you had any really exciting stories or anything? I definitely, you know, haven't really traveled that far out of Coppertown, but I would love to just like see the world someday. You know, Sebastian is actually taking a trip over the next year. He's sort of a grand adventure tour of Eastern Faraway. I don't know if you met my brother
Sabbatical.
Sebastian, but yeah. Yes, a sabbatical. Did you guys meet him earlier?
Sebastian sabbatical.
I don't think we met him personally yet.
Sabbatical. That's such. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to introduce
have
you
to introduce
later.
him.
Yes, I will. I'm sure he would love to hear about your travels. And someday, I'll go as well. It'll be my turn eventually, hopefully.
You've got to do it.
Yeah, never wait. Never waste a moment.
That's true. Maybe I'll.
Tomorrow comes quicker than you think.
That's true. I mean, look at this. My brother is married. To be honest, I never thought the day would come.
Why do you say that? That seems like an odd thing to say on someone's wedding day.
I just mean, I don't know if you have any siblings. You guys have siblings?
I have an older sister.
I am an only child.
Well, if you have an older sister, Charlotte, you probably know, but sometimes it just feels like, I don't know. You have a sister, so maybe it's not the same, but like, I just thought he would never settle down, like he just seems to be really into, well, really business and all of the activities that come along with that, which is not the most setting a fan. But I think it's a good plan. I mean, Liz is like the perfect partner, so they'll obviously she'll keep him ill. Hopefully.
How sweet.
Got
any tips for beating your brother at hunting today?
I wish that I could. It's not that. No problem. I mean,
how devastated will he be if I win?
That is a better question, actually, is how much is that 5 gold and bet worth to you? Because odds are he is not going to forget that if he...
Yeah.
But other people might respect you more for it. So, I guess pick and choose who you really want to make happy at the end.
The groom, the entire rest of the wedding party.
Well, I guess when the time comes, you'll have to make the decision for yourself.
It's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah. Well, focus on my eyes and ears. No. Even though I didn't bet.
Yeah, we should probably be quieter than we are now.
Yeah, true.
That's true.
All right, so she sort of like kind of makes to make a little bit of distance, guys, so that she start keeping her path in the area around. Are you gonna just sort of focus and follow the rest of the hunting party? Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna see if I can sniff out or otherwise, literally sniff or visually sniff out a deer.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check.
My first roll. That is a 18.
18, yeah. So you do notice that a little bit down the path. You don't see any deer yet, but notice that there's like very clear some sort of tracks that are
boar tracks. I feel like I would know what boar tracks look like as a hunter / fighter.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they look larger than a giant boar. Oh my
giant
God.
boar track?
Comment. But you do notice some tracks up ahead.
Just like tracks. I don't know what
You're
kind
not
of
close enough.
animal.
Yeah, you're not close enough to.
Oh, well then I'm gonna get closer.
Okay. So you like pull out ahead of the group. Get there?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So
I gotta be first.
Okay, so you pull out ahead. As you start to pull in front, Lord Maximilian also starts to like ride up next to you. Like, do you see something?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Roll a deception.
I mean, I'm being obviously like.
Yeah, I know.
Facetious. You said deception. 18 again.
He's like, he's very, very confused. He's like, oh, weird. I wonder why she rolled on up ahead. And he looks back, like he's looking elsewhere because he's not paying attention. So you do see the tracks.
Look over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that a deer?
You do see them first, and as you look down and get a little bit closer, you notice that they are specific tracks. Do you turn off towards like where they are a little bit? It's not like super rush, like you follow them pretty.
Sorry, I read the chat. I'm just here to be a homewrecker.
It's that enemies to lovers plot line. Haven't you seen those?
I'm gonna pretend I didn't see them.
You're gonna pretend you didn't see them. Okay.
And kind of just mingle, like lay back towards the back of the party a little bit and see where other people go.
All right. As you get a little bit closer, you do see that you are not the only person to have noticed them. Lillian actually notices them too as you guys get close enough that she so she says she sort of makes a shh and points at the tracks and off in the direction.
Man, I missed my advantage.
You did, yeah. So all of you, led by Lord Maximilian, he pulls his horse first, of course. All of you sort of head into the brush, or not brush, but following these tracks. And as you come just slightly around like a group, suddenly you see in front of you that are like raising, and there's about 14 of them total. And they haven't noticed you yet. They're like stationary, are there. You're all managed to like be quiet enough that so far got it. As soon as that happens, I want everybody to roll initiative.
I was about to be like, let's all shoot them at the same time. Oh, thank you.
Oh, food delivered right to your seat. What is this service?
I got a 4.
Okay. What'd you get?
Is it a D100?
Initiative, a D20.
D20? Okay. 19.
19. Okay. Said you had a 4. Maximilian. Oh wow. Lily. Yep. Okay, great. With that, pop, yes. With that, you have one round that you can do something.
Okay.
We start with Charlotte.
Okay, I want to try shooting a deer.
Okay. Gotta roll an attack for me.
Okay. 12.
It's that is not enough to hit. Your arrow goes whizzing past the deer. Aurelia, how about you?
Sorry, no one wants to watch me eat. I will also try to fire a arrow. I don't have the super longbow on me. Can you help me out?
Oh, a longbow stats. Yeah, actually, I think three
I
you
can
have
roll
them.
for you. I have
Okay.
longbow. 14 to hit.
Oh, you don't. Oh, just tell her what the bonus is.
Yeah.
Oh, D20 plus 7.
Okay. A 10. Probably doesn't hit.
A 10 does not hit.
Whiffing all these arrows.
However, Valgian and Maximilian manage to hit. Oh wait, and Lillian, all three of them managed to hit with their respective weapons, crossbows, etc. And yeah. And a couple of the 3 deer that are struck cry out, which of course immediately the deer are now alerted to your presence. Milton behind you rings the hunting, or not rings, blows the hunting horn, and you hear like a and all of the dogs are set free and they start tracking the deer for you, and it is on. So you all, the way that we are going to do this basically is that we sort of have like hunting. So aside from those 3 deer that were originally injured, there's still 11 not been in. And basically, each round that you would like to try and pursue the deer, you'll have to roll an animal handling check to see if you stay on your horse while you are running, like chasing the deer on your horse, and then you'll have a chance to attack. So, Charlotte, you are first.
Okay.
Animal handling check first.
Animal handling. Okay. 12.
12. That is success. All right. And then you can go ahead and roll an attack.
Okay. So this is the bonus first to see if it hits.
First you roll your attack roll, so that's 12. Or sorry, D20. I don't know why I said 12.
Yeah, so 12 to see if it hits. Yeah, 12.
That doesn't hit. So you managed to stay on your horse very successfully. But as you draw your longbow back and shoot, the deer takes like a side turn and you miss him, the one that you're. Next up, Aurelia.
What was it to stay on the horse?
Animal handling.
Oh, this is not gonna go well. Oh, 18.
Oh yeah, you are great. Honestly, you let go.
That was with a -1.
You let go. Oh, nice. Okay, good. You let go of like actively holding onto the reins, and you sort of you put all of your focus and energy to longbow, the borrowed longbow that you are using. Go ahead and roll an attack with your longbow.
I'm going full Legolas.
Yes, you are.
And it was +2 to hit for the longbow, right?
It was +7, right?
Yes, D20 plus 7.
Oh yeah. Okay. 13 to hit.
13 to hit. That hits. That's what you needed.
What's
Yeah.
the damage on that?
Bree, what's the damage on your longbow?
D8 plus 3.
Where's my D8? There it is. +3, you said?
Yep.
4 points of damage.
Nice. Great. That is enough to fell one of the horses. So we have 4.
You mean deer?
Wait.
Gosh, yes,
No.
deer. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Yes, deer.
If I rolled a 1, maybe I would have killed somebody's horse.
No, oh my gosh, deer. Oh, that is what I meant to say.
We're having horse for dinner.
Oh my god.
Hey, you
no,
know.
deer. All right, so Aurelia, you also take down a deer. So that is the 4th deer to go down.
Do I win the bet then?
No, Max got the deer before you did in that
Oh,
surprise
yeah, okay.
round. Yeah.
I totally meant to do that.
Yeah, totally. John, Izzy rolls a 1 for damage. Katie, nice. Deer are not that hard to kill. They're very easy to kill. Well, also say this, they're not that tough. Like, they're very agile, so they're hard to hit. But once next up, we have everybody else. Max, Lillian, Belgian. Oh, this is their animal. Well, unsurprisingly, Lillian managed to stay on no problem. She is in her element. And anybody else? thankfully, Thalgian also managed to sustain. Unfortunately, Maximilian's horse just is not maybe the most agile in the brush like this, and so his horse gets a little bit spooked by something, and he like abruptly stops, and Maximilian's unable to shoot that round because not able to get yourself. We are back to the top. Charlotte, give me an
Okay.
animal handling check.
6.
6. Oh no. Well, thankfully, don't fall off your horse. But you do lose a little bit of control. You were really focused last time, and when you missed your shot, you were like pushed your horse a little bit harder than maybe it should have, and it manages off course, and have to take some of your focus for that turn, steer it back in the right direction. Aurelia. Animal hand.
Yes. Oh, 17.
17.
Keeping this dice.
You are successfully able to stay on the horse. You are really looking like the hunting.
Laser
ahead.
focused.
Yes, laser focus. Go ahead and you can take aim at another deer.
Is there maybe some brush or dead tree up ahead that I might set on fire in order to stop the deer from moving?
I think that would just move them faster.
Fair enough. I was mostly envisioning like a fallen log across the road or something that would be like, ah. Probably scare our horses more than the deer, honestly.
Yes, I think that would cause more chaos. You can do it though if you want to do it.
No, you convinced me out of it. That's not gonna hit. That's a 5 to hit.
Yeah, that is. Wait, how? You're adding a +7 to your attack.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was +2. Well then it's a 9 to hit.
Yeah, so
yeah, I rolled a 2.
All right, and then we have our other 3 hunters, and it looks like a successful. Maximilian manages to get his horse back on track. Everybody else stays on as well. Thalgian does not, unfortunately, have it. He has to focus a little bit. All right, both Maximilian and Lillian do fell another horse. Okay. Sorry. Oh my God, deer. I don't know why I keep saying that. Horses.
I mean, they're all hoofed furry animals.
Slightly different.
For some reason, one is okay to shoot with an arrow, and the other is
The other
not.
is not. Yeah. All right, and then we are back to the top again with Charlotte.
Okay. 8.
Stop killing horses. 8 for your animal handling. Gosh, Charlotte. Really?
I rolled a 4. My bonus is 4. That's a really good bonus.
It is really good. Oh, all right. Well, unfortunately, your horse is like you are trying to get it back on track. Everybody else is going this way, and you're like trying to get it back to following the rest.
Is this my horse or is the borrowed horse?
No, this is your horse. This is when you guys came traveling on the road. I think that maybe it was,
He's tired from the journey.
There you go. That's right. That's totally it. Aurelia, how about you?
This time it's a 6.
A 6? All right. Well, unfortunately, your horse is uncooperative this round, and you're unable to shoot. But you do manage to stay on it and on track at least.
Starts following Charlotte's horse.
Right. Oh yeah, I know this horse. Let me go that direction. No. Oh, all right. We have our last attack by our last 3. Thankfully, Lillian and Thalgian managed to securely ride and make an attack. Maximilian, his horse is still not having the best of days, and so Lillian's arrow goes wide, but Thalgian fells enough. So, end of that round.
Here.
What'd you say?
Fells another horse.
Did I say horse again? Oh my god. Kristen is just like dying right now.
Stop killing horses.
I'm sorry. Deer. I know. I didn't even catch it either, Carrie. Oh my god. Yes, deer. We are killing deer, not horses. Oh. Okay. With that, the horses, especially everybody's, as they're like trying to get hold on them, the deer managed to keep putting distance between themselves and you guys, and they managed to outrun the party and all of you guys and the dogs. Unfortunately, our quarry has ran off and wrecked.
Although, right?
What'd you say?
We got some, right?
Oh yeah, you got a lot. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lillian,
That's a lot of deer.
Lillian, Thalgian, and Max got 2. Aurelia got 1. Charlotte got 0.
She was digging for
But I
infants.
got this gorgeous dress.
Yeah. So you did get you got plenty. And the dogs are tracking with Val so that you guys can retrieve them, and you can send some afterwards, kind of accompany and carry all the carts back. But yeah, so everybody starts to regroup a little bit after. I'm assuming you can get a little bit of a handle of your Charlotte, bring it back, so that
Slow it
it's,
down.
yes. And you regroup, and Maximilian is like, "Well done, everyone. Well done. Yes." And Lillian, you can see, like, oh, those two. Wish we kept on their tail for a little bit longer.
Well, my dear Lord Lord Darlington. I keep mixing up the two
It's okay.
names. It looks like you have won this wager.
It does appear so, but you held your own. I saw really great riding by you. Honestly, impressive. But you're right. I was better.
Yes, clearly evidenced by your double the amount of prey that you felled. So,
Yes. Well,
a well fought and well earned.
Thank you. Yes, I it's only I maybe it's it's only fitting that on my wedding day I should. For my dear Lord.
Lord.
Pun intended.
Oh, hail the dear Lord.
All right, so you hand him over his 5 gold that he won in the wager.
I want to look like very kind of distraught about handing it over on the off chance that he'll be like, I don't need 5 gold. I'm a lord. I could go easy on her.
You can go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
I'd be like, oh man, I worked so hard for this gold.
Actually, you know what? Performance, not persuasion. Because we want to see how dramatic can you can you be?
I got a 5. I don't know if that makes it a bad or a good performance.
He looks completely unaffected by your pity. He does not care, and he is. I won fair and square. Thank you. All right.
Fair enough.
Well, maybe next time, Aurelia, right?
Maybe it was my plan, Katie, to boost his ego by letting him win.
Yeah. All right.
I don't think Aurelia would actually let him win. Think about it.
You see Thalgian come over, and he goes, "Good shooting, Lillian. That was quite quality." And Max, you look like you keep a hold of your horse there at the end, huh? And you can see. Well, I still the same dear cousin now, huh?
Dear
cousin. Dear cousin, everybody with the puns. Oh my god. And as this banter is occurring, suddenly all out of nowhere, you guys are all like pretty distracted with
Giant boar.
this. Close. I would like either one of the two of you, either Bree or Izzy, to roll a 1d4.
Go ahead.
Okay. Where's my 1-4? There it is. 3.
A
3, sir.
All right. Oh no. Okay. Well, unfortunately,
Reroll it.
you all are pretty distracted, and there suddenly you hear this cry of screams, and you hear a horse like whinny and like cry out, and you look behind you where Milton is with all of the supplies and the dogs, and there is a large white bear that is attacking Milton. He just like, I think, you know, the noise that all the dogs and the talking and the horses were making stirred him up, and he is attacking Milton. Poor Milton. Back of the how
Should he be
badly.
hibernating?
You know, it's spring. He's hungry. Okay. Let's see. That rough. All right. Milton takes 14 points of slashing damage as this
Yikes.
giant snow bear rakes his claws through Milton. Milton, not looking good.
He dead.
He is alive still, but he is not looking good. All right.
Okay.
With that, you're gonna just keep the same initiative order that we had before. Dear Ballet. Dear Ballot. And so Charlotte, you are the first to be able to act.
Okay. I have animal friendship as a spell.
Okay.
Ready?
Uh-huh.
Can I cast that to convince this beast that we mean it no harm?
You can try.
I think that only works on like animals that
I
aren't
think it
already
does
attacking
too, but
you.
I can check.
Oh, okay.
Let me check. No, you can still attack it. Sort of like a charm on it. Or not a
Yeah,
charm, but
it's just that the spell fails if the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher.
Right.
So does the bear just roll in this case?
No, you would. Oh, he has to
You
succeed
roll
on a
and then-
wisdom saving throw. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what the spell save DC is?
It doesn't say.
Normally it's your spellcasting modifiers, so yeah, it wouldn't be there, Bree. It's probably. Hold on, let me check. I have your sheet.
It's at the top of the 3rd page, I think. Spell save DC's in the middle.
You see
3rd
that,
page,
Bree? 3rd
middle.
page.
Oh, spell save DC?
Yes.
Yeah, 12.
12. Okay, so he has to get a 12 or higher on a. He just barely succeeds. He rolled a 11 and he has a +1. So
You're not friends.
yeah, you are not friends with this bear. He is really out to get you. But yes, it was a good attempt.
That's
alri-
my turn.
Yep, that is the yep. Unless there's anything else that you want to do.
Can I shoot it?
Closer. No, that's your attack. The casting
Alright,
the spell.
good.
Or
Done.
that's your action. Okay. Next up is Aurelia.
I'm kind of glad that that failed because I want to rush in all heroically with my long sword to try
Okay.
to slash up at the bear,
All right.
like at its face.
Yes. All right.
Nat 20, baby.
Oh, that's our first nat 20 that I think we've had on like both sessions.
And my
that we've
heroic
played.
rush of the bear.
Your
I'm gonna behead
heroic-
that guy.
That is a very heroic rush of the
I want to
bear.
mount that thing's head.
I do actually. Oh, I forgot to. I have an image of. All right. Nat 20. In comes Aurelia. She's like, screw this longbow shit. Let me take my long
Throws
sword,
it.
which I'm used to fighting with. And yeah, you run forward on your horse and go ahead and what's the damage?
I think for the crit, it's max damage, right?
Yeah, so max damage plus roll a regular damage. So it's like max damage and add a regular
Oh,
attack.
this is okay. I get to do 1d10 if it's two-handed. So 12 plus 6, 18 points of damage. Because I'm totally like coming in here two-handed slash.
Oh yeah.
Get that head.
So yeah, you come riding in, and yeah, your long sword, the long sword.
Yes.
Yeah, Milton is sitting there like panicking and freaking out, bleeding out completely. His horse is like completely spooked, about to run away with him on it, and you come in and just completely gash the side of this snow, and roars out in pain, immediately looks at you are his next target.
But why?
Why ever would you be paying
Why would
attention
you do
to
that?
me? Oh gosh. Is that the end of your turn?
Oh, I'm not used to playing a fighter. Can I do another thing?
No, I don't think you can attack yet. But I'm not positive.
That is. I will. I don't want to provoke an attack of opportunity, so I will stay
Next to him. Okay.
Yeah.
The other three, Max, Lillian, and Thaljian, are going to try and shoot at this bear from far away. That's all around. All three of them hit. What are they? Great having like a billion dice here. They each have their own. They each have their own colors. These ones that are like blue and purple with like gold is Thaljian's dice. White ones are Lily, and then the pink ones are Max's.
Are you implying something?
No, that's what I'm saying. I just like. Okay.
Masculine.
Although actually, I think that he's wearing pink in his photo. Wow. Okay. Really good hits from all of them. We have.
He's wearing magenta.
You're right. Well, I think that's like. So much. Oh my gosh, that's it. Guys, you killed him in one round. I rolled max damage on 2 of those 3 attacks. Okay, so with that, I'll describe what you see. You see that Lillian and Thaljian and Maximilian all draw back. Well, Maximilian crossbow, and then obviously Lillian her has crossbows as well, and then Thaljian's longbow. And they all of their arrows managed to boom, 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 like quick succession. All 3 of them pierce the side of this snow bear right in front of you, a front row seat to this. And with like one last roar, it like rears up on its hind legs and standing tall. This thing is massive. I mean, quite clearly angry and hungry after hibernation, and he just boom, falls back, hits the ground, dead.
Guess we're having bear for dinner too.
Meat for days, all of the supplies.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make jerky with all this. We got the boar and 7 deer and a bear.
We're like 60 people, right? 40 people.
um, yeah, the cooks are gonna have their hands full, that's for sure. So, with that, everybody just sort of takes a breather for a moment. Milton,
are you okay?
Yeah, he's like, he manages to calm his horse down so he doesn't get thrown from the horse completely. And Milton is like, oh,
Oh,
wow.
he managed to stay on the horse?
He did. Yeah. He did. He held his horse, held his own on the horse. Well, wow, I wasn't expecting something like that to come out at me. I was just over here keeping track of all of the dogs that we had, tracking, making servants later on. But well, thank you. And he looks at you, Aurelia, because you're the one still right next to him for coming in, helping save me. And then
That's
of
the
course,
least I could do.
Maximilian and Algian light up that area. And everybody is like checking in on Milton. Is he okay? Maximilian, however, is like, did you see that? Mine was definitely that final blow that got the killing shot. And Lillian just rolls her eyes and she's
Maybe we should get Milton back to the lodge and patch him
oh
up
yes,
a bit.
Milton, of course. You can see like he suddenly remembered that his his valet was injured during that, and he was like, Milton, yes. Oh my goodness. Well, let's get you back so we can make sure those wounds are cleaned up. You can't dance with the in your side and blood on your clothes, now can you?
We'll get him back, and then you can regale all of us with that amazing final blow.
Yes. Yeah. I'll have to think about how to describe that. And you all begin to make your way back towards the Silver Lodge, and while on the journey, Milton is sort of trying to staunch the bleeding a little bit inside, so that he is not bleed out on the path on the way back. And
Question.
yes, go ahead.
Is there anything about the bear that seems like not natural or magical?
Go ahead and roll perception or Arcana if you want. Magic or nature. Give you any of those options.
What was the first one you said?
So either perception, Arcana, or nature.
Go 12 with perception.
For perception specifically, it appears as if this bear is very underfed. Like he is super either weak from hibernation or weak from other things, but that he was probably driven to attack for natural reasons.
There were so many deer.
All right. So we'll all head back. Any other things you want to do on the path, or you want to head back to some?
I'm gonna just head back.
Aurelia?
Yeah, we can head back.
All right. Well, like the other group, you have earned some admiration points for your adventures on the hunting expedition. So first of all, both of you guys get a point for actively helping Milton in the fight. You also both get a point for defeating the snowball. Aurelia, you get a point and these points are admiration for everybody who's in attendance. That would be Aurelia, you specifically get a point for excelling at hunting. Sorry, Charlotte. And then you both get a point with Lillian and Maximilian for your conversation.
One for each?
Yep. And I'm tracking all of it, so about it. But just if you want to know for your knowledge, it's helpful. Yes. Especially, and I will actually even say, you know what? You get an extra one, Aurelia, with Maximilian specifically won the bet. That helped.
1 point for losing the bet.
Remember, that was your plan
About
all
that.
along.
like
It was a
epic.
struggle. I
What
think
about
it's more. I think it's more like Aurelia convinced herself when she lost that was her plan all along, to deal with
Yeah.
like the ego hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about that like epic two-handed slash into the bear?
It was pretty epic. That is very true.
I think that's
Everybody,
for helping Milton. So
yeah, everybody is very thankful that that specifically you guys decided to edition. Otherwise, would have probably taken a. All right, so you guys make your way back to Silver Lodge. Milton knows where to find the healing. Also, he manages to go off and get up and up himself. And when you return, you notice that the other group is back from their picnic as well. Do see that weirdly Helena has changed dresses. And so has Rosalinda. We're all back together.
how was your picnic?
The orange dress wasn't working for me.
As a
Fine.
matter of fact, there was a boar attack, so
Do you
we're
think
fine.
Do you think it was the curse?
I mean, it definitely could have been. I feel like there's still something worse gonna happen though.
I think it's only the curse if Morgan's related to the Darlingtons, because he's the one
Yeah,
that got
he's
the brunt of that
He's the one
boar
that
attack.
got mauled, but he's okay.
Yeah,
gonna
he's
be okay.
fine.
And
He'll walk
Sebastian
it
was
off.
there, right?
Yes, and he's fine. He helped us.
How was your hunting trip?
Funny story. Charlotte, would you like to tell them everything that happened?
Oh, we can.
Otherwise, I'll brag about my exploits.
Yeah,
She's like, I want someone else to brag for me.
you should have seen Aurelia. There was this gigantic bear
What?
attacking Milton, and Aurelia just came up and like swiped it almost in half.
It was nothing
It was
really.
incredible.
So, did you get any other info or, anything curse related?
I tried to talk to Lillian, but she didn't really have anything to say about curses or even knowing any fairies. I was trying to figure out, like, are the fairies at odds with the Darlington family? Like, is there anything that we can do to like heal the curse between them?
That's really smart. Good job for digging.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
she,
so
she
proud
didn't
of
have any-
you.
she didn't have anything to say about it. And yeah.
Good try.
Yeah, Lillian and Lord Darlington were both fine in the bear attack, so I don't think there's any curse action on the hunt, unless Milton
Seems like a
is-
lot of coincidences though.
Yeah, unless
Yeah.
Milton is related.
It just seems like we have to keep our eyes on the Darlingtons and don't let them too far out of arm's reach.
Yes. And don't have too much fun with distracting things like games and
To be
bets.
fair, we are
Wait,
at a
I don't even
hunting
know about the
lodge.
bet. To be fair, what?
We are at a hunting lodge.
I know.
So wild animals kind of make sense.
That's true.
Just kind of.
Just throwing that out there.
Maybe we should stay inside.
Liz comes up and approaches you guys when she's all gathered together. Helena, and Phoebe, or yes, Helena and Phoebe, that the hunting party was attacked.
Yeah, they just told us.
Yes. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Aurelia and Charlotte. It looks like you guys are both okay and came without getting hurt. But I saw Milton when.
Thankfully, the bear decided to go after them and not us.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, I see how it is, Helena.
Hey, we know
I
you
just
guys
don't
are
think we
better
could have
fighters
handled
than
a
us.
giant boar and a bear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all in a
this
day's work.
is like she kind of like leans really close and quieter. I'm so thankful that all of you are. Nobody has been gravely injured and acts earlier today, but this just means we need to. back to
So
the
like
press.
If you want to point out to her, you did pick a wedding venue and a hunting lodge.
Well, I mean, the Argentus Forest has such significant history and value, and my parents have
That's true. I
renovated.
understand.
Yeah, and my parents have renovated the lodge to not be just a hunting lodge. It's really more like an elvish home that happens to.
Oh, your parents renovated this.
Yes.
Oh.
So if, in theory, if the bad things always happen at the wedding, then like why have a full day of activities at your wedding?
I told you,
But I won't.
nobody else wants to I mean, they just want to carry
They
on.
don't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't believe it. No,
Just
I'm
all
I'm
sit
with
there and
you.
stare at each other.
We're just judging
Also,
her
like-
for getting married.
I know.
What? Well, oh, I missed
She
it.
said
Sorry.
we're just judging her for.
Oh no. But anyway, I also like as a side comment, I had a funny thought of like it would be really funny, but not like actually if the whole campaign was like she was just really superstitious. Everything was fine. Anyway.
No curse.
Well,
No,
we're
it seems
we're
like a
gonna
lot
remain-
of coincidences.
Yeah, we have to remain diligent, and we're gonna try to keep all of Maximilian's siblings and himself close at hand.
Yes.
Do you know if
Question.
anyone else believes in the curse?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't gone around talking to everyone about it because I didn't want them to. I was trying to back out of the wedding or something like that, So I've just,
They just keep
Yeah.
gaslighting you.
yeah,
When they don't know that you know, right?
that too.
Yeah, it seems like it's not something they're super concerned about, but it does seem like it's something they want to keep secret from others.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think nobody really wants their family name to be linked to any curse. Probably. You would want to ever marry them. Clearly.
It's part of the dowry.
Uh,
Question. When is the last time an animal attack like this happened here? Since you're familiar with the lodge.
I mean, we come across animals here and there depending on what's happening. It is spring, so sometimes there are more if you got attacked by a bear. Aggressive in I mean, it doesn't seem like possible. Every once in a while we do have options, but it does seem weirdly coincidental that both groups have. Who knows? Maybe I am wrong. Maybe this whole thing is just a bunch of very.
I hope so. Wouldn't want to ruin the day.
Well, we will be getting started with dinner and then dancing. So if you all need to freshen up or anything like that, otherwise, feel free to stay here, and then all of that will come in back for Syria.
Thank you. I'm hungry. Looking forward to dinner.
Do you all have dance cards yourself ready?
No.
No.
No, I do not. I think I've misplaced mine.
Well, then I'll make sure that we give you some at the end. So,
Great. Thank you
Thank
so much.
of course. And then she heads off to just check on final. With that, we are going to end our session. Thank you for sticking with us later, obviously to all four of you guys, but then to anybody else who's still watching us after 3.5 hours. Hopefully it was entertaining and fun. And yes, we are gonna pick up next time with the beginning of the dinner and then dancing on mechanics. But yes, that is the plan for next session.
Question. Do our
Yes.
characters know how to dance?
Fair question.
Wouldn't you like to find out?
Oh no.
Can't wait.
So with that, we will end the stream. Thank you. Oh, look, I see Robert is still here. Thanks, Robert. Glad you made it through the end of the story. Oh, I can switch back to like the settings tab. Just anyone. Yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed it. Back same time, same place, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, right here on Twitch. And yeah, tune in to find out, how perhaps their conversations are going, if they'll have any partners to dance with at the dance, or there's wall alone without a dance partner.
Rip.
Rip.
Wow.
Oh, and yeah, and hopefully I know that the video was like a little bit laggy for some, so we will try and figure out you can dance if you want to. Wait, is the next line? It's like your friends
You can leave your
behind.
friends behind,
Yeah.
but if your friends
Dance,
don't
and if
dance,
they
and if
don't dance,
can't
then
dance,
they're
then there are
no friends of mine.
I will say at the beginning of this, I forgot to do my little musical number of the "What did I miss?"
Yes. Oh, it's perfect. But yes, I know there was some lagging with like the videos. Hopefully the audio was still okay. But yeah, just the ever-present technical issues. Also, Bree's camera is off. Hope that is not unintentional. She is potentially still here with us, I think. Yeah, she's still here. Okay, good. I just want to make sure. But yes, looking forward to the dancing. Us too. We like you too, Robert. So glad that you enjoyed.
Thanks for joining.
So yeah. You're right. If you don't have tech issues, are really streaming. It's so true. Yes. Yeah, I don't know how much we told you guys last week, but we had all the issues last week because trying to use Discord and like duplicated it many times, and then the stuttering. And so then this time, this Twitch guest star, we're like, great, we won't have that weird stuttering, and instead we just have massive lagging instead. So you win some, you lose some. One day we'll get it right.
That's the
But
spirit.
yes, but otherwise, thanks again. Tune in next week. Thanks for sticking with us, and
See you next week.